3, 2, 1, go. Welcome, everyone, to another exciting episode of WarHams! This is going to be episode 2, so thank you all so much for coming back. Hope you've told your communities, your friends, your dogs that we are live today. And you may have noticed a couple changes. We understand that people complained and criticized heavily that you couldn't tell who the heck is talking. Now you have a clear indicator on the left side here because we found a nice tool and everything that allowed us to kind of manipulate some things. So we hope this helps you out. And just as a good test round, so you understand who is currently talking and whatnot. And also for people in the podcast version, you're just fucked. So we're going to go ahead and ring around the horn here in terms of introductions, and then I will explain how things work here for new people. So first off, the one who is playing Braine.
Yes, hello, I am Speaker D.
You want to explain more about yourself?
I would love to. I am the voice of Astrobiovect. I am the voice of the God Emperor of mankind. And my favorite color is orange.
And then next up, our next player who is playing Reeb Van Horn is
Earndil. I am here against my will. Zoran is holding a gun against my house. Help! I am a writer for If the Emperor Had a Text-to-Speech Device, and I do voice acting bits here and there for other things. But yes, I write for the show, and I am here right now being Reeb.
And next, the person who is currently playing Captain Zedek.
Hello, it's HulkyKrow. I'm a assorted voice actor for text-to-speech device, predominantly Captain Kevin Shrike on Bro Trip, and I have an insatiable appetite for flan.
And I am ZoranTheBear. I am currently playing Lorn in the respective archetypes that we are playing as Braine is playing our resident Skatari. He is our sword master. Reeb is playing our inquisitorial acolyte. I am a sanctioned psyker. And Captain Zedek is our resident rogue trader who owns the ship, we think. So, at this point on how this works, if none of you have been here before, basically, we are playing the RPG system Wrath and Glory, and just like last episode, we understand there's other 40k systems you like. This one just makes it easier for us to stream with. You'll also notice at the bottom left, the kind of golden dice that we have. These are now going to 0. At the start of Wrath and Glory, these start at 0. You can help contribute to the stream, or you can just enjoy the free show that we provide here, and you are able to basically see that accumulate through play or by player contribution. And as we've kind of said before, even though these dice are also able to be obtained by donations on chat and everything else, we also want to concentrate on show and fun first, so we are not banking these. If we're at total, like pretty much the total maximum of these dice, and someone goes, I'd give $100, so they have like 10 extra, right? Like, nope. If they're at cap, they're at cap. And we also have this structure to where we are okay to say no to basically people who want to try to pay you in our game. So show first and having a good time. In addition, we also have our basically ruined dice here that'll basically go down to 4 because we started 4 with it. And the person who is going to be using these against us is basically the true star of the show, Thurston Hillman, our game master. If you could show them your voice.
Hello. Show them my voice. Wait. That okay. What? You can hear my voice, right? Hi. I'm Thurston. I am the game master, and I am here to inflict suffering on all of these players in our continued adventures. But let's be honest, I am not the star of the show. First off, the players are the star of the show. I'm just here to facilitate their shenanigans. But really, there's another star of the show that I think is being left out of this introduction. No. I mean, I don't want to say that maybe after our first session we have a new star, but just gonna say we
also
maybe
featuring the main mascot
star
at this point of Tater Tot. And for those of you who are subscribers of the channel, there is now a Tater Tot emote. And I believe Carrots, you can also follow him at FSDFGS, also did the art for Tater Tot. So thank you guys for immortalizing basically a weird thing. So Tater Tot now has art and might potentially show up. Might, I can't guarantee anything, but might show up in an animation that Alpha might do. or so whenever he gets time. He's hard at work on the next episode, so he's prioritizing that. No worries. So, along with that, the ruin points. What these do, the glory points basically help us basically do extra damage to help out with rolls and stuff like that. The ruin points, which is controlled by the game master, that is used to basically buff up the enemies and him to be very antagonistic against us. There's several ways in which he can mess with us. And of course, you see 2 dice which are below us right now. These are called our wrath dice. These are actually the most valuable to us. As players, they allow us to reroll failed rolls, similar, because this is a D6 system. So any failed rolls that kind of need to be helped, basically we're able to reroll those failed rolls, along with basically using these wrath dice to massively influence the story around us, along with some other things. So with that, I hope that was a good enough explanation. Some other things as well. One of the things we're trying to do to help you keep updated with the show, one, we do have our Patreon, which is patreon.com/WarHams. We also do things for free content for people there, mostly just keeping you updated, and along with just doing blog posts and basically trying to be as transparent as we can of new developments, everything else. So if you just want to keep updated on the show or figure out what the hell we're talking about, that'd be a good place. Along with the Twitter, where we also put scheduling and everything else, so you know where the future episodes will happen. On twitter.com/WarHams show is basically where that will be. So, for on with that, I think I got most of the stuff away. For some reason, I keep thinking I am blanking on something. Thurston, do you have anything else to add into it?
No, the one thing I guess that I will add is something I said in the first episode, but just as a rolling reminder to people. This is a role-playing game. People are going to get stuff muddled, so if we do have some rule that we do terribly wrong and you know about Wrath and Glory, feel free to call it out once in the chat. Trust me, if you call it out once, that means there'll be a bunch of people who will call it out, so we will get that fixed up. We're all learning this game together, so yeah, just a heads up. We're kind of open and good on that sort of stuff. But otherwise, this is a narrative game. We also may just decide to make some rulings that just make things fun.
In addition, for anyone who's doing donation, because some of them have come in, specify what you're doing with them. So unless you don't add a note to it when you do the donation thing, then I won't know what you're doing with it. Because other than that, but I do believe someone, just as an assumption, just in case, I believe someone gave us a glory already.
Woo.
And with that, and also I think there was a bit of another tier that someone got, which I will reveal later on. So Thirsty. Last episode, where did we leave off?
Last episode, we had quite a bit happen. Our intrepid band of adventurers, who you've all just been introduced to, received their briefing from Minister Moderatum Catchavan Nord, where they were being sent to the planet of Fartham 4 to investigate a missing embassy of agents. Our players are all members of the Officio Ambassadorium, a sort of new branch of this great crusade they're a part of that goes out and requisitions resources for the crusade. PCs were sent to Fartham 4, where they landed near the village of Happy Feastings and established peaceful diplomatic contact with the town's mayor and local residents. In fact, the contact went so well that the PCs graciously offered to help a local farm that was under attack by a vicious group of xenospawniforms. The Battle of Meat Place Alpha, as it came to be known, was hard fought, but in the end, the PCs managed to defeat the swarm of Xenos, and even had one rattling child prove themselves a true servant of the Imperium in the battle. After that, following a lead that the missing embassy was in the capital, PCs took a shuttle, made their way over to the capital, where advanced anti-aircraft weapons shot them down, and they crashed into a field. They were almost discovered by a crack team of rattling commando guards, but were saved last minute by a rattling named Belba Creepfoot. And where we start today's adventure is exactly where we left off in our first adventure, in this sort of late night pumpkin patch. There's mist cooling around, and as the sun is just starting the very faintest of glimmers over the horizon, and this rattling woman has emerged to everyone who is now crowded around the mostly smoldering wreckage of the Arvis. And she says, "You and I, we all's got to talk."
About what?
Why are you here?
It's not by decision, mind you. We would rather be, Reeb will point upwards. We'd rather be up there, honestly.
I see. We should get away from here. You can come to my hole. Come with me.
Oh.
She turns.
I'm sorry, did she just say
Hold on,
that?
wait, hold on.
I leave.
I don't.
Lorn? Where are you going, Lorn?
I don't want to go in holes.
Lorn, I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure she has a
It's not
perfectly
okay.
nice...
It's never been okay to go in hobbits' holes.
What's a hobbit?
I don't know. I read it in an STC manual once.
And
lost his mind.
she's pushing back the pumpkins in her way and clearly making a path towards this river that is nearby.
Paya's just going to be like skittering towards her, crushing pumpkins underfoot, not even
Like
trying
skittering.
to push them out of
Do
the
you
way.
like General Grievous up to her?
Yeah, like General is like, and then like backflip up. There's like back onto the feet, like feet going over the head onto the ground, rising up. I wanted to have a good talk about this hole of yours.
For God's sake.
It's
What
close.
is-
It's close. We're almost there. Come on.
Why do we need to go into your place hole thing? I don't understand.
We have to stay hidden. There are other gods that'll come. The divinely tall ones will probably send them. They might be worried.
Yeah, we're
Worried
right tall,
about
too.
what? I think they're supposed to meet us.
I wouldn't know about that. They had orders that if any other divinely tall ones came up, they were to be imprisoned and brought to them.
Curious question. What do these guards have on them? Are they scary? Are they well equipped, or are they, if you'll excuse me, equipped as yourself?
Well, I got my sling and I'm a real good shot with it.
Sling?
A sling.
I don't see a sling.
They
I look
have
around
some
her, inspecting her.
halberds. Okay. All right, we're here. And she sort of like beckons you into this doorway that's built into a curve just before the river that is clearly covered over with what looks to be impromptu camo netting. Get in, all of you.
All right, yeah, sure. We'll go in.
I suppose.
Better than going back to jail again.
We're all
Very
gonna
well,
die in here anyway.
Yeah, and like you all crouch down.
Well, he's like, we're gonna die. Yeah. So you get inside.
Sweet.
Well, at least it's being transparent.
You enter like what is actually a pretty spacious interior, despite the lowered ceiling. So you're all sort of crouching as you come in, except for the 5 ratlings who are accompanying you: Tater Tot and Captain Zedek's 4 devotees. But you come into this place that's lit with low burning lanterns, and the walls here are covered in parchment script, and you see things on the wall as you enter that's like in big bold low Gothic text that read "Flat Imperium?" or "Aliens!" and what looks to be almost like a sailing boat in the sky.
What?
Come on in.
What?
All right, we're away from everything. I'll get out of my disguise. And with one hand, Belba reaches down and rips at her pants. It just pulls up, completely changing her form.
What does she look like now?
And as she changes, you can all see that somehow like the skin on her face peels off, and she has the same sort of like ruddy, beaten up clothing, though it's a darker hue with a cloak on top, and the sling she mentioned, and an eye patch that suddenly appears from underneath this face mask she was wearing.
What? How did you... No. This
Welcome
is fine. This is
to
fine.
my hole.
Yeah,
What was the
thanks.
purpose of the disguise?
That's where the pointy-eared aliens are, up in disguise. They
No, disguise. Disguise.
know the aliens. They're in disguise.
Yes, I'm sure. Continue.
I'm a bit something of a sneaker myself. So, all of you, what are you here for?
I feel like I'm having a stroke. We're here to get points and win.
Yeah, what he said. It's to the point we Zedek, you know the mission briefing, right? I lost everything. I didn't remember anything past the points discussion.
Yeah, Braine just pushes Zedek in front of him.
You talk to it. I'm scared.
Fine.
And Belba looks up at you. You're not much to look at, are you?
The embassy. We're here to see the embassy, Belba.
You mean the divinely tall lords? And she, like, suddenly has chew in her mouth and just, like, spits onto the ground.
Where did you get that from?
Had it the whole time, you just didn't notice.
Of course, just like I didn't notice the eye patch. Yes, we're here to see the divinely tall ones. The other, more divinely taller ones sent us to find out what happened to them. I guess we were supposed to go to jail, that they are the ones who are still alive. So I suppose that's part of the mission done.
Well, it's where they lead the planet from now is the capital. In the interior of the capital. They've set up nice little homes there.
May I ask, and pardon me for a moment, I'm going to take my, turn to Lorn and I'm going to say, Lorn, could you please cover your ears for just a moment here?
Okay. I just go,
turn back to...
like a big, like two slappings, and I start singing some weird Fenrisian tale to myself.
Mm-hmm. If you don't mind, little ma'am, could you please tell us the name of this capital?
It's just the capital.
Oh. Well, no need to worry then. No potential maulings will occur from hearing the name of a place. Snap my fingers in front of it. We're good to go, Lorn.
What?
So, whatever.
What
are we...
So are you needing to get into the capital?
What did she say?
Yes.
Precisely.
What?
All right.
I motioned to Lorn to just move his hands away from his ear.
What?
I start smacking the sides of my head and pulling my hands away.
Okay.
I grab one of Lauren's hands, put it to the side, lean into his ear. She says that she can lead us to the capital!
What? I'm deaf in this ear.
Oh, let me try that one. She says...
Oh, okay.
Look, And she pauses, grabs the onion on her belt and takes a bite from it. Crunch, crunch, crunch. I don't like what the divinely tall ones have done to this place. If you're gonna get rid of them, then I'll help you.
Wait, what do they do?
They suck all the resources of this world for themselves. All of the other settlements across the planet have to divert all their food and peoples to the capital now.
Oh, that's a bit bizarre. Wondering why they would need everyone, considering... And if you'll pardon me for a moment, ma'am, your stock is much shorter than that of an average Imperial soldier. I'm curious why they would need all the bodies.
Well, I know that the Divine Lord of Fervor holds congregations in the capital.
Well,
congregations.
I believe our
Yes.
objectives are now clear. Then we might find the missing folks and gather the material, since they're all going to be conveniently in the capital.
I could get you there undetected if you need. I sometimes trade taters in there, so you could hide in my tater cart.
In your tater cart?
Yeah, it's
The
out back.
fucker with these names. All right, I suppose we could, considering that we got attacked by taters on the way here.
Oh, you mean the hot pots? Yeah, they use them to bring down anything in the skies. I kept saying they needed to keep them loaded for when the aliens come.
What?
Why are you so convinced that Xenos are going to attack your green shithole?
And she pauses and sort of looks you over for a moment. Because they've been here before, Haven't you ever wondered why we make our burrow homes in curving lines? It's 'cause they love the curvature. Now, I'm not saying that our burrow homes are because of aliens, but it's probably because of aliens.
I mean, I love the curvature too, but that doesn't mean I build my home on the side of a hill.
I see it's nothing but a bunch of conspiracy theorist rats.
Hold on. They're talking about curves. What is this? And I take one of the paper that says flat Imperium. What does this mean?
Oh, that's something I've been trying to get going around here. The idea that that wider Imperium that we keep hearing about, it's actually flat.
Wait,
Reeb's gonna hold a finger up and then slowly curl it down as if he had something to say but didn't want to say anything.
I come up to Reeb. I'm kind of like putting an arm around Reeb as my hand also comes like to the right side of the pair as we're both looking at it. Then I look at Reeb and I'm like, and I was like, Braine.
Yes.
We have a ship in orbit. I'm sure we can make this as flat as this person wants it to be, if this is the common ideal.
And that's when you also come to a bit of a realization. Captain Zedek, like, you don't have any, surface to orbital comms beyond the Arvis, which was wrecked in the crash.
So
Zedek, we can call a bombardment on this place, right?
No. We could theoretically do some landscaping.
But I sure hope you didn't forget the radio box.
We didn't necessarily have one that wasn't built in to the punitive damage.
By some warp fuckery, I'm immediately in front of you going, what?
So, unfortunately, as much as I'm sure you would like to level this entire colony, we can't. Right now. Maybe.
Why not?
Oh, I apologize. I go over to his non-deaf ear and get real close and be like, there's no radio here. Unless you can turn Braine into a living radio, we're done. We don't have any other comms. We're stranded until we can get off this world.
Can I make a psychic mastery
My
test
sword
to
is
see if
already
I can...
out, pointing at Lorn.
I rush up to Braine and I grab his wrist with the handle and I'm like, we have to contact the forces. I don't want to be stranded in this place for any longer.
Oh, no!
Can I do a psychic mastery test to see if I can enhance his sword to become just a radio beam to see if I can contact our ship?
I'll let you roll some dice for this, sure.
Could it be in the form of psychic mastery?
Before we do any rolls, can I please move this apparatus they're trying outside of the underground house?
So you're going to, as Lorn goes up, you will drag Lorn and Pi out of the hole to try to attempt
Yes,
this?
because you can't set up a radio antenna under the dirt.
Excellent
Sure, we
point,
probably
Reeb.
could.
Let's go outside.
And now we're going to have some He-Man She-Ra-esque raising of the sword, okay, sure. Give me a psychic mastery test. Let's see what happens here.
Good. Roll. There's a complication.
Of course there is.
All right.
Can you roll me 2d6?
Sure
Lorn?
can.
We'll see
That
what
is a
happens
43.
here. Okay.
So as this is going, as you look it up, I'm grabbing Braine's thing, going, I don't want to be stranded here, please. And it's just lightning, clouds are forming above us. Lightning begins to crackle, just. And then what happens?
And everyone within 50, so basically everyone in the immediate area, all of you suffer this ringing in your ears as you look up, or those of you inside try to look around but can't see anything, towards High Braine's power sword held high, and you all just suddenly have this ringing and this taste of bitterness and iron in your mouths, and you look at the person next to you like you want to punch or stab or kick them, and like very quickly it abates, but there's just this absolute moment of bloodlust, and yeah, the clouds start swirling clearly above the epicenter of the sword, but no, you can't turn the power sword into a radio, and so as you channel all of this energy, you've done like a weather effect which might get noticed, but that's about it.
As a free action, can I shut the door to the hovel so we don't have our brains irradiated?
Yes.
I slam the door shut, leaving the two idiots outside
You're like a little
to destroy the sword.
So, my sword, presumably smoking with immaterial energy, finally is lowered as Braine gets out of, like, the vice grip of Lorn. He's going to hold Lorn by his coattails and lift him up, and he's going to say, Lorn! You need to get a hold of yourself! There is no more space! All we have
Don't lie to me, Braine.
is
We've been there.
this world. And you know what that means? It means we must consult the canticles of the Omnisire, embrace the Shroud Psalm, and begin to engage in guerrilla warfare.
So with guerrilla warfare, we cut back inside the hobbit hole with Reeb and Zedek.
Zedek will turn
And like
to,
everyone is kind of shaking their head, even Belba, and she looks up and was like, "What was all of that about?"
Zedek
It's
will turn
standard. Absolutely standard.
Right.
Well, Solid Scallion, it appears if we were trying to have a stealth mission, that has gone out the window. Or the hovel.
I can still get you there. We just gotta get you in the tater cut right quick.
Right. Captain, should we go and inform the two gentlemen outside crying themselves to death at the notion of being stuck here on this planet that the B team may in fact have a radio on them?
I think we should tell them, although I'm frankly afraid of losing all my hair.
We'll wait until the fallout clears out. How quickly can we get into your stealthy cart?
Come on, I'll lead the way. And she heads towards the door, brushing past you and opening it to the still shouting Pie, Braine, and Lorn, with Pie trying to calm Lorn down. And she just pauses in front of the two. You two, come on. You're all getting in the tater cart. Gorilla.
And then Pie does it.
I guess as you're like kneeling
Come
down,
on, coming too. Should I
having-
get in the tater cart?
I'm having an imagination as they come out of the hovel hole. I'm like crouched over, rattling bones just in my hands and tossing them on the ground with like some Fenrisian runes on them. And I'm like, okay. And I'm just freaking out trying to read them. And I look over, I'm like, tater cart, that's where I need to go. And I quickly join.
Yeah, so you come, and it's just this like standard like wagon cart that is filled with potatoes on the back of it.
Of course.
And so Belba turns. She's like, "All right, looks like your rattling friends will have to get in first." And so yeah, the first thing that happens is the rattlings, all of your devotees Zedek climb and basically form a carpet at the bottom of the cart. And then you can kind of sneak yourselves in, covering yourselves somewhat reasonably with potatoes. And then Belba stops Tater Tot. Not you, little one. You're gonna give me some extra charm at the gate, so stay with me.
Hold on. I must say goodbye to Tater Tot before we embark on this mission that may well claim our lives. A moment alone with Tater Tot, please. And my arm is just, like, after, like, this, like, sad crying simulator, is just going to zoom punch out, just, like, 3 times its normal volume, grab Tater Tot's chest like a claw machine, wrench him back, and then he's just going to kind of go, like, behind the house.
Okay,
With Tater Tot?
yes. You quickly rush off with potatoes, like, spilling in your wake.
Yeah. Tater Tot,
Yeah?
now you will become a gorilla.
What?
You will be the one thing between this world and madness. Madness!
What's a gorilla?
I don't know. Now, your duty will be, once we have made it past the gate, this Dumbo Bumbo Babo foot woman with the eye patch, she's just really annoying and getting on my nerves, so your job will be, when her guard is down, analyze assassination subroutines and make as the Sicarians do. Do you understand? Sing it
Then
with me!
There's just this like stare, and then just this dead eyes. My glory.
Yes. You shall be the killing blow! The killing blow! Alright, I'm done. And I'm just gonna drop him on the ground and walk back to the cart.
Yeah, you go back in the cart, like nestling yourself between your three compatriots and the carpet of rattlings underneath. Belba gets ready and sort of hefts things up, and then just Tater Tot starts walking back towards the tater cart, stroking the Geraldine tusk, like, my glory, my glory. And yeah, so with that, you suddenly feel this, like, lurch as Belba clearly lifts up the cart and through some superhuman strength just begins pulling all of you along with Tater Tot in front of her towards the capital.
So perhaps we should pass this time by singing some songs.
I don't think we should sing songs when we're trying to be stealthy, Braine.
Well,
I know a song.
No, don't sing!
Wait,
And
who
Fork
said
Feet is kind of like, I know a song though.
what song
that?
do you
What song is it?
I like potatoes. I like potatoes.
I hit him with my staff. Like,
Like,
no!
just like, great dunk. Okay.
Hey, you don't get to hit Fork Feet, only I get to hit him because he listens to what I say without question.
Oh, okay, here you go. Here's my
Keep
staff.
it down in the tater cart.
No, give Lorn his staff back. No, I'm not gonna actually hit him.
No, discipline the boy.
I hit Lorn, as
Ow!
the chat is suggesting we do.
Hey, what's the
Well,
big
and
idea?
it's just like a bunch of rustling potatoes, and your faces are clearly visible through them as Belba's moving this cart.
The cover is that we're
One
russet
of the potatoes have a beard.
Yes.
All you
Just
hear
has
is
a weird
from
Reeb
inside.
hair.
All you hear from inside is just a, and then you hear Lorn just shout in pain.
While they're like inside this massive potato pile, just buried in potatoes, Pi is going to place a hand on Reeb's shoulder. Reeb.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's gonna take a potato in his other hand. Eat this.
All right, wait, 1 sec. She says, and you're nowhere near the capital. It's only been like 2 or 3 minutes, but you see these two gray-skinned creatures that you would recognize as servitors were it not for their sub-stature and height. Like they're very short servitors.
Rattling servitors.
And they clearly have been modified so that their hands can plug into the cart. And they just are essentially walk up and plug in to the wooden sort of boards that are coming out and start moving it.
This seems highly inefficient.
No.
Have you seen this world?
Yes,
He makes a good point. Have you looked at it lately?
this is exceptionally inefficient. Why would you need servitors to pull a cart?
Well, how else are you going to make a rat rod?
What?
I look at Zedek. No.
Yeah, and so these two servitors start just trucking on forward with Belba in front, and you can see that the sun is now starting to rise in the distance. It's got this kind of nice orangish blue hue to it that you can peek between the various taters that are covering your faces. All right, can everyone that's in their tater cart, so all of you, give me an awareness test?
Sure can, boss.
Awareness test, that's my speciality.
Let me roll this failure. I got a glory.
I also got a glory.
Hey!
Nice.
Two
Oh, that's an
glories.
assist, excuse me.
Yeah,
hop.
so...
There we go.
Okay. Two glories, cool. Okay, so all of you are like have this moment of clarity where you're just looking around and not bickering for just a few moments, and it's Reeb who gets the first sight of the capital in the distance. And Reeb, what you see is this sort of idyllic village like Happy Feastings, only far more condensed. A lot more burrow homes, a lot more winding paths. Though there's one primary path, unlike Happy Feastings, that kind of cuts through everything. And it goes up this slight, very minimal incline, which means the path, much like Happy Feastings, takes a very long time to pass through. Towards a central portion of this settlement that has a dark wooden fence around it. Now, from a distance, it looks fairly tall, but as you get closer, Reeb, you notice that this fence is maybe 4 feet, like something you could easily just lift yourself over. But they're like guard towers at the top of it, and you can see ratlings, either armed with slings that they lazily twirl, or large pikes that are, maybe the size of a standard weapon to all of you, sitting down and holding their pikes in one hand and snacking on onions and potatoes.
Why did we need to sneak into this place?
It's because you do not underestimate the abilities of a moron. Have I ever told you about the war in Engine Aft 5 on the Strange Aeon?
Tell it to me, but on a lower decibel level. We're trying to be stealthy.
Okay, so there was this one time where all of these medials rebelled.
Continue, Thurston.
Hey there, Belba! And you just hear this shout coming from one of the guard towers. Looks like you got a good set of taters for us. And Belba looks up nodding and sort of pats the side of the cart with the 2 servitors. Yeah, I do. I also need to get my servitors looked at by the the Divine Lord of Science. Are any of you doing anything?
I'm watching the guard towers with growing disdain for the fact that we had to try and stealth our way in.
I have my hand out in a little hole that's pointing at all the various guards, ready to cast any psychic finagle stuff. Going, I can crush that one, and then I can turn that one into a meatball, and then I can destroy that one if he does anything. I'm planning which one to psychic first if they do anything.
Oh, who's the kid with you, Belba?
Oh no.
This is it's a tourist from he's from Happy Feastings. Right, I'm from Happy Feastings. Would you like to see my glory?
No, Taylor, no. A bark.
Good.
And the guy's like, oh, 1 sec. There's this laborious pause, and the cart comes to a stop as the guard starts climbing down the tower.
We just hear
pausing
wood
halfway.
creaks with each step.
Oh yeah, wood's creaking. He pauses halfway to take a bite from his potato, comes down
While
does this,
breathing at the same
stretch.
time.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Heavily.
That looks like a Geraldine horn. No, it's my glory.
Oh, my emperor, it was not just a colloquialism. They're that stupid.
Oh, well, look at you. And I'm going to roll for the guard's perception or awareness, I should say. We'll see how this goes. Okay, so the guard has a complication.
Nice.
All right. Yes, Pi.
Do we get to decide what it is, or do you get to decide what it is?
You can offer suggestions.
This guy seems pretty decrepit. It'd be really funny if he had a heart attack.
I would also just kind of like to suggest that Reeb sees him peering closely to the cart and very deftly and stealthily wants to just chuck a potato at his eye, and he's just like, "Oh, I guess I didn't see anything." He wanders away with the potato jammed in his eye.
Huh, must have been the wind. And he walks away.
I will accept the like flung potato option. It's like,
Can you just
Like,
make him an
that's
oblivion
boring.
guard?
yeah, like he just like walks over and like Reeb's like no, and just kind of shoves that potato out. It just hits him like square in the eye, and you just hear him backs up, and he's like oh, and he clutches at his heart momentarily, like, and in his other hand that's not clutching the heart because now he like hasn't brought his weapon down because it's like a small child that he wanted to see a thing of, and he needed both his hands to climb down. He's clutching the tater that hit him in the eye, and he's like, aren't you a tricksy one? Snack.
Escaping from my pockets, you are.
Sneak attack critical ×5.
Looks like you got a wily load of taters this time, Belba. I'll leave you to it. And he turns and like goes to climb up, and again you just hear this creaking of wood, and Reeb is slightly punished for his prior high awareness test because you clearly see like the pants of this guard not all the way, and there's just like this like plumber's butt crack as he climbs back up the ladder with the creaking wood and the occasional pause and the
Look, Reeb, anatomy.
You hear a very faint muffled, "Spackle that crack, yo."
and then you manage to get past that, and or the guard manages to climb up, I should say, and then gives a signal that has the gate opened, and there's this like slight little like movement of wood, and the gate door opens, and the servitors begin continuing on, and Tater Tot, you just hear, I think he really liked my glory.
That is because he feared you.
He will know soon enough how great your glory is, child. Now keep up the good work.
Yeah, and so you carry on for maybe a few more minutes when finally Belba stops. And she goes, all right, I've put us in an alley. You can pop out now. And as you pop out of the tater cart, you can see around. You're in an alley between two buildings. That's clearly the alley like carries on to the edge of the fence, but the other direction, probably where you entered the alley from, based on tracks on the ground, you see this wide open city center that's covered in just stalls, much like the ones you saw at Mayor Hogpin's, that are just covered in like baguettes and meat chunks and fruit. And you can tell that there's probably more going on in that area, but you'd have to peer out of the alley.
How bizarre. It's a bazaar.
I start getting out of the cart. I assume a mountain of potatoes spill over.
Oh yeah, and you could tell that the potatoes are actually lowering because you just hear at the bottom of the cart, nom 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 nom, from all of Zedek's followers who've just been gorging the entire time.
I don't know whether to be impressed or sickened.
Your father was so much more covered, Zedek. There'll be action.
I think there were a number of factors that almost blew the cover, but I don't think it was that
kind
eating.
of like peers his head up and is. Well, we can't serve on an empty stomach.
You had brunch like an hour ago.
Well, it's third brunch.
Oh, for
Lorn, it's
fuck's
part of
You
sake.
the-
can't serve on an empty stomach, but you can clearly serve on an empty head. All right,
Lorn,
let's
it's
figure
in
out
my
where we're going.
handbook. They have a high metabolism. It's just natural. Just deal with it. It'll be fine.
It's disgusting, is what it is. I get off and I start helping everybody get off the cart.
Yeah, you all quickly get out. You're all sort of like crouched down in this alley.
So what way to the guys? We gotta hit with this. And I pull out the sword.
Bzz. Belba leans in. I'll have to leave you here, but there's a grate in the center of the market there. If you go into that, it connects to the old Imperial Governor's underground building that the divinely tall lords have been using.
So we have to find a way to get into the middle of the bazaar as people who are taller than the entire planetary population.
That
We
will
can
be
cut
easy.
it through a hole through the cart and just kind of go through the cart and below and then go through the grate.
Lord,
I
are
don't
you
know.
kidding? That will never work. I have another plan. And Pi is just going to get on his knees, and he's going to start walking like that.
Oh my!
I followed suit. I took off my shoes and I put them on my knees.
Yeah,
kind of like just some straight stuff, and I like tuck my legs up and excellent plan. And I have this I use the staff to keep me up, and I start waddling out.
Yeah, exactly. That's how we're going to do this.
Reeb is going to not do that, but I am going to button my coat up, like, fully, so that
Yeah.
you can only see, like, my neck and my head, and I'm going to
okay.
walk as normal.
Okay, and Captain Zedek, will you proverbially and literally lower yourself to the standards of your two other compatriots?
I think I'll have the mashed potato platoon group around me because I can't take off my boots and walk on my knees. So I'm going to instead crawl because this is what I have stooped to at this point. As the 4 other halflings surround me and act as they are my visual cover.
It's like the Secret Service with like 2 halflings on each of your shoulders and then 2 by your like knees, and they're just kind of like barely hoisting you up and moving you.
No, I mean I'm just literally crawling on the ground in the middle of them. They're just holding potatoes to their ears, like sector secure. This one, it's clear this way. Let's move.
Dude, rogue traders on the move. To rogue traders. Okay, yeah, absolutely. All right, so you have this brilliant plan. That,
Brilliant!
Like the way that this starts is the camera is now outside of the alley, and it's just like focused towards just like the first foot of the alley at an angle, and then we just hear this shh, 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 as Braine emerges, like head going to side on his knees, and then just shh, 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 as he continues moving forward on his knees, and then you hear like a similar sound, but occasionally broken up by a kathunk of a staff. Like, it's almost like, I don't know, there's a Dark Souls boss that's like this, but like Lorn comes out on his knees and then uses his staff and drags himself with his staff. And then, of course, Reeb just walks out, like, tall, cloaked, clearly, hiding from the paparazzi. Like, I am not affiliated with these people. And then the secret rattling protection service comes out afterwards. So, none of you have to make any immediate checks for this. Instead, you all kind of come out and get a good look at the area. So, as I said, there's... Oh, good.
No, so the reason I wanted to actually remain standing was because I'm betting that everything is, well, obviously really fucking short. Can I actually see, like, a Capitol building anywhere in the vicinity? Like, because I know we're behind a closed gate area, but considering I'm actually standing up, it'll probably be easier to see.
Well, you're now like past the gate, so you're inside and between these two buildings. So as you peer out, probably like peering out as Braine and Lorn have had their great plan and like
Hey, it's working.
Dragging themselves. What you do end up seeing is the open bazaar, which is sort of this just open market, but it's not quite a market. Like, there are all these stalls of food and like I say, fruits and baguettes and meat chunks, but then there are long tables, like your typical convention 2x8 table of wood, on which lounge shirtless ratlings, and they sort of have these stretched poses as they lounge in the dawning sun with nothing but their undergarments on, reaching over like some kind of Roman statues, grabbing at fruits and meat chunks and eating. And you can tell that like these are very different ratlings from the ones you could you've ever dealt with before. I think this might be a good opportunity for Reeb to give me a insight check.
All right, that'll be fun. I haven't used that before. Let's see
Perfect.
what I have for that. So that's under skills. Yes,
Yep.
it is. Well, it's still not a bad check.
Yeah. Oh, perfect.
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
That's a
Yeah,
5
so-
total as a result.
Yeah. So with a 5, you can tell that these are clearly the ruling noble ratlings of Fartham 4, who've gated themselves off from the regular populace and now gorge on all of these resources that have just been funneled to the capital, and have kind of reached this sort of indolent state you've only heard of in the most debauched of, like, imperial textbooks.
Oh, good. Hedonist halflings. Just what we needed today.
We can clearly see the division between the potato-letariat and the bourgeois gratin.
Are you saying that while, like, crawling on the ground stealthily?
Slightly hushed.
Reeb is
Excellent.
going to smother a chuckle off of that.
That's really good. I'm actually really Hulky. I'm really impressed by that.
Give him a round of applause.
Give it a hand.
Oh, please, I have plenty more puns. You'll get sick of them eventually.
We'll fucking kill you. Continuing on.
So as you like do this, like, Reeb, you just come out and see this and realize they are so lazy and indolent, they just don't even notice you. They're just basking in the sun, and as you come out, it sounds almost like a battlefield with the amount of moaning that's coming out of these rattlings, like, oh, yeah. As they're just kind of like tossing and turning in the sun on these tables and enjoying the foodstuffs around.
How very odd that they've chosen to bask in the sun like some kind of reptilian creature when clearly they are, well, mammals. At least I believe they are. I checked my book again to make sure they're not reptiles.
What's the
Do we
book
want-
called?
You there, one of them calls. Can you pass me a grape? They're too far. And she clearly is reaching towards this vine of grapes that is, like, she would have to inconveniently actually stretch to reach.
Oh.
But she's just...
I can help.
Oh, boy.
I can picture the psychic fire in your eyes.
I
as you
point
turn.
to it and cast Phantom Grip, which suffers no complication, and I do it successfully.
Yes.
And I say, sure, I can. And I basically lift the grip up and I shove it in its mouth, just full on, just for the whole thing, just shook as deep as I can. And like, there you are. And I continue to waddle.
Okay, yeah, and you continue to waddle, and she makes a toughness test. Actually, like, okay, she's... thank you. Oh, crunch, crunch, crunch. And yeah, it's just the sound of, like, crunching food and low audible moaning as you make your way through the center of this area. And eventually you reach the grate that's located conspicuously beside two food tables that do not have any of the lounging, rattling tables nearby.
Really quick and kind of stealthily, can I, like, reach over and grab some food off one of the carts, or are they actually watching them like hawks?
Like, from your insight check, you'd know they're barely caring about anything. Like, there's so much food here that they aren't even able to eat it all. They've just had it all brought to them and are just grabbing whatever's closest.
Can I just grab, like, a couple... Like, how much can I reasonably grab and stuff within the pockets of my coat before, like, I have to move on again?
I mean, you can grab some, like, fruits and bread stuff. So I'm guessing you don't necessarily want to take, like, juicy meat chunks in your attire. But, yeah, you can grab some,
No.
like, breads and stuff.
I don't have any plastic bags, so yeah.
Yeah. Assume you have a good amount of fruit and breads.
Good.
And, like, yeah, so I guess the question now is, yeah, you have Belba and sort of tater-tots at the alley and looks over to all of you like, what? Should I come with you?
No! You have to go and be a gorilla.
Be a gorilla. Yeah, go be a gorilla, son.
Ooh, like that. Go.
Go defend the cot with Belbo.
Go
You'll
to
be fine.
go to stabilize the local government for
Get
our
out of
needs.
here! And I pull a potato from my sleeve and I just throw it at him.
It's just like a sad moment. I'm like, I don't love you anymore for your own safety. Get out of here.
And he just sort of like sits at the edge of the alley, friggin' like halfway between darkness and light, stroking his glory. Oh my!
I look at Braine.
Gorilla.
I look at Braine. Shoot a tracker on his ankle or something quickly. You got one of those in your arms,
Don't
right?
Shoot
No.
the kid!
I don't
We're
have.
not shooting the fucking kid. We're trying to put a tracker on the kid.
I don't have a
Face
cracker.
forward.
And he walks into the darkness. My glory.
We'll see him again. Don't worry.
I hope he finds
I'm-
us a way to talk to the ship.
It's going to be really
Eyes
sad
forward.
when he gets shot. All right, let's go.
I don't think we'll have a future career if he dies. Now, as I go to the grate, I get to the grate and I look around it and I'm kind of like, well, do we want to do this the stealthy way or the psychic way?
And again, the whole time it's just like, in the background from the rattlings.
I'm just saying, I'm disgusted.
gonna-
now.
Try
Disgusted. Excellent.
to lift the grate with my strength 6. Do I
Give
have-
me a roll just because.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
All right. Complication. And I guess my arms are just going as like the individual
Yeah.
hands circle around it. And
Yeah, you pull it off easily. It just clunk, comes right off.
excellente. We should be good to go. And I just roll in head first.
Okay. Yeah, so you hop down. The rest of you, I assume, quickly follow.
Yep.
You find yourselves not in a sewer, but just in a like underground tunnel. Pi, you find the familiar and welcome kiss of old rusted metal on your feet as you land. The sort of like grating, hitting, and giving a lovely ka-thunk sound as you come down here.
Oh, omniscient blessed metal. Beneath my feet, the only green is vomit and sludge.
And there's like the area here is pretty clean. It's just more like rust from disuse, and you see small lumen strips along the walls here. It's maybe a 2-meter wide hall that carries on straight down with lumens at regular intervals, and then maybe 50 meters down you can see some kind of juncture with some sort of signpost on it.
I will begin approaching it. What does it say?
Yeah, so all of you kind of start going, and the 4 rattlings company you Zedek in behind, and it's sort of this break, and it reads like there's basically like 3 arrows, one pointing north, one east, one west, and then nothing back from where you came, and they each say Divine Lord of War, Divine Lord of Science, Divine Lord of Fervor.
Are there convenient arrows pointing where we need to go to find them?
Oh yeah, like there's arrows
Yeah.
beside each of them.
Well, boy, I believe we were off to go find the fervor one, I think.
I know we're supposed to find him initially, although the Divine Lord of Science may have a means to talk to the ship. Depends whose butt we're willing to kick first.
That is true.
Should
How
we,
about fervor?
Very
should we
PG.
should we perhaps split into 2 groups and check them out separately?
Nope.
That,
I highly disagree.
Lorn's infinite wisdom is infinitely wise. Last
I
time
say,
we split
I
up.
say we all stay as a group and let's go visit the Lord of Fervor. Unless everyone else has a major objection to go see the other one.
No, I suppose we can kill them all in time.
Yeah, just one at a time. They need to be warned
Yeah.
first.
Let's start with the
Indeed.
big boy.
Okay. Yeah, so you're going to make your way towards the Lord of Fervor. Okay. So as you continue on, the grading goes on for quite some ways. There's some like twists and turns in the path. These are blessed 90-degree angles, however. So there's no curvature in this. There is just sharp turns. which I'm sure makes Pi super happy.
If this was Darkest Dungeon, I'm sure Braine's like stress levels would be reduced.
Absolutely, yeah, dramatically.
Yeah. However, eventually that grating ends and the ground becomes replaced with tiles of marble.
Ooh.
Like finely worked marble and dark stone in a sort of back and forth pattern with small, like, astrological symbols that have been carved into them. And everyone, you start hearing in the distance this chanting.
That sounds like the Imperial cult. They're so bad at singing. I said it. I shouldn't have said it. But I
How
did.
dare you? You know that's
It's
heretical,
true.
right?
It's true. We're better at it. We're better at it.
How are you
Just
better
saying.
at it? Is
they
it
can
you're
vocode their
singing
songs.
nothing
It's
but
cheating.
fucking dial-up tones?
No, you just don't have the correct modifications to understand it. Music is a technological language.
And
I
as you
don't-
say that, you turn a corner and you see this massive wooden door that blocks the path forward, and it has like it's a push door, and it's pretty big. You'd guess like this door is 4 meters wide.
That's positively massive for a half.
Yes.
As
Yeah,
if the door was made for not rattlings.
So let's get our story straight. We are going to burst in here, and we are going to kill him?
No,
Not
we're going to ask first.
necessarily. We
Not
should
yet.
probably see if they want to kill us first.
I was
And we
just
don't-
really
We have to
excited.
burst in.
Look, I'm sure it's probably a misunderstanding. They probably got lost here and stranded just as we are. They never could find a way out, and they had to just make do with what they did, and they thought about governing the whole place. We don't know yet. Let's just go inside, see what happens, get some negotiations and then try to find a way for all of us to get off.
Yes, Lorn, you are truly the great diplomat.
Lorn, that is a surprisingly non-violent way of going about this. Are
And
you,
if
are
he
you
fucks
feeling
with
all
us,
right,
I will
friend?
kill him and turn him into a meatball. Let's go.
There
he
we go.
is.
I begin to try the door.
Yeah. So you go to the door and try, but it's heavy. Like you kind of have to put your back into it if you want to push this open. Like a strength test type
Or
thing.
I will assist my friend, if he chooses to do that.
yeah, you do that, or I'm going to start doing psychic magic at it.
Okay, yeah, I will try to open the door with my big meaty claws. Beep, boop, boop. Someone in the party has got to have a high strength.
Oh wow! And a glory. Yeah.
Okay, then. We are
has the
master
power.
glory, by the way.
You cap out the party glory by slamming open this door. It
Yeah.
just goes wide, and you find yourselves in this immense chamber that probably goes 25 meters north to south, if not slightly more. And there's like rows of benches, these stone pews that are flanked by large column pillars. And this place ascends probably 10 to 15 meters in height. It's a massive area. And further down, though the rows immediately by you of pews are empty, you can see rattlings covering the pews at the northern edge of the this assembly area. And they all turn around, and past the rattlings, far at the end, is this pulpit, above which stands this figure who points a crooked finger. And you can see this figure because they're actually very clearly like elevated above the pulpit, which is sized for a normal human, but their chest and even some of the top of their legs is visible. And when I say the top of their legs, it's because they're wearing what like clearly looks to be almost a Speedo to show off their legs.
Oh.
Ow.
Oh. It's one. Oh.
Thanks, Garrett.
And
Oh.
and so this figure appears and points at you. and shouts in this resounding echo across the entire chamber. Why have you come to interrupt the sermon of my legs?
We have come to rescue you.
You're fucking what?
You have found yourselves in the majesty of my legs. You should all abase yourselves before my legs.
The fucking what? What?
For I am a divine vessel of the Emperor, and thanks to he who sits on the golden throne, I have been blessed with my legs.
Okay, boys, plan Lord. Kill him immediately.
Hold on.
Wait.
Hold on. Not immediately. Braine is going to begin to approach the pulpit. So you are not being held captive here.
No! My congregation follows me and the will of the Emperor and my legs.
And your legs. Okay. So you and your legs, are you responsible for the fact that not enough of these stupid people's pathetic food stuff are not going to the flesh mouths of 1,000 worlds, whatever and whatnot? Is that your fault?
When I came here, they would not listen, they would not follow, but they continually complimented me on my legs. And so I realized the Emperor gifted this to me, and through him I could conquer this world with my legs.
Well, I am about to conquer your legs with my arms.
I begin the cast crush unless someone is about to
Okay,
say.
I'll put my hand on
please
Lord and say,
intervene.
let's not break anybody's
Alright,
legs
so,
right now.
Okay,
with
wait.
that-
I'm
oh,
giving
yes.
everyone. I'm giving
No,
everyone a
you-
chance
you
to stop.
bloofed
My
it.
hands are coming up with psychic energy, and I get like slow motion, and I allow my party members to kind of like intervene.
I will put my arm towards Lauren's arm and try to lower them.
Okay, there's like the crack. Like, okay, all right, Captain. You
Reeb, what
legitimize
are you
this
doing
shit.
during this?
Say that again.
Reeb, what are you doing during this? Because
I'm trying to figure out why the hell everyone is immediately starting this fight. But also, I'd just like to roll a Medicaid to find out why his legs are so grossly improportional to the rest of him.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
I'm not getting any closer because my own personal revulsion to this being is very high.
Of course.
But Reeb is just like trying to understand from a distance because he can see Lorn doing deadly bullshit.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do a Medicaid
Yeah,
check.
give me the Medicaid check, and based on the results of that, I'll give you some potential information on the Divine Lord of Reverse. Okay, with a 3, you can tell that this is just a bog standard human who just has ridiculously long legs. Like this is like a medical abnormality to be quite this long, but you know it's a thing that can happen.
Can I tell from this distance how tall he is?
He's pushing like the upper levels of like 6'8".
Is he standing on his tiptoes?
Yes, yes, he
yes.
is to get taller.
Yes.
Yes, honey, his legs do
Right.
go all the way up.
So he is abnormally tall. So it's not they're not holding
Okay.
their reverence for just a
So
normal
for
sized
people,
person. They're
so for
holding,
people only listen to audio, let's try to paint this picture.
Oh,
Right?
that's a good idea.
We have entered a cathedral. You know, some hymns and stuff are happening. Rattlings are around the area worshiping this fucker's legs. Think of a Warhammer 40,000 like priest or like a Vox priest or something like that. And you imagine the robes are like are there, but the lower half is not. And he's like in this stupid fucking Speedo. And he has long ass fucking legs, which are hairy and gross, and you would make fun of them at the beach. And he's also wearing these fucking like socks or some shit, and he's tiptoeing like a ballerina, and he is a grody ass looking bastard. So that's to help paint the picture for people in the
Yeah,
audio
you-
version.
Lauren is really wanting to justify murdering this
And I want to
person.
snap his legs in half.
This guy looks like Mandark.
yeah, he does a little bit.
Maybe if Mandar did a little bit too much meth.
But you
Meth
now
dart.
are all intruding on my sanctum and the sanctum of my legs.
But you understand by us, well, we're not really intruding so much as you're intruding upon the affairs of the Imperium at large, as a son of the Emperor himself in all his infinite majesty has sent us to find you and bring you back into the fold.
The Emperor has blessed me to rule this world through my legs.
The Emperor did not fucking bless you with your stupid shit legs. Now get in fucking line and get the food stuff correctly to the Imperium, or I'm gonna break your legs. I'm gonna knee your kneecaps if you don't quit your shit.
You need to
And like there's
step down
audible
from the pulpit.
gasps from the ratlings, like, oh, he threatened your legs.
You need to recognize that.
And they all
we
start
are
getting
here on
up,
the-
and they all have like they're brandishing like billy clubs.
Hold on, I just had a dumb idea.
Oh,
Who is nearest Reeb right now?
all
Say
of us,
again?
I guess.
Okay.
Sorry, Pie
who
Braine is
among
up
us-
ahead of you, and then the three of you are back near the entrance, about
Okay.
25 meters away from this
And for
guy.
clarification,
Braine-
we don't have a
Braine-
battle mat down right now, Chad. So
No.
if you see what you see, that's actually what you see. So
I have. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'd like to use one of our wrath die,
Okay.
and I wish to mantle up top of Braine and become taller than the guy on the pulpit.
you probably should do that
Climb
normally.
up. Yeah. You just
Yes,
wanna
but
climb up, Braine.
my agility score is not great.
Your agility is pretty fine. You can give me just a flat agility check for this, totally.
Yeah, nothing will
Okay.
go wrong.
If it fails,
Yeah.
I'm going to harm
Maybe
you.
you need to. You just
Oh,
use
no,
your
it's
glory.
fine.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, you can spend glory if you want to.
We
try
have
to make
full
this
thing of
better.
glory.
Will that not make it?
You would make it, but it might not be as impressive.
You want to spend
Okay,
like three glory?
I would like to spend however much is necessary to make that good.
I would say three is a good start. Yeah, roll me
Three,
a
then.
3d6.
Yep. 3d6.
Yep.
3.
We will see as you like climb up.
Two
Two more
successes.
successes. Yep. You clamber on up, and all the other ratlings are just kind of. Oh, he's tall.
Oh, I wanna help. Can I help?
Oh,
Oh no.
Can I help?
That's a bad.
Okay,
turn.
I can levitate myself and fly up there.
Yes. Oh, behind them?
No,
No,
on
I can.
top
No,
of-
I think my thing allows me to actually move because I took the better one instead of just up and down. I can actually like fly around. So
Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
So Lorn, so Reeb has run up to behind Pie, clambered up his back to get tall. Lorn, like the light bulb goes on. You rush up, leaving Captain Zedek alone at the door.
Seeing this, I will start to play into this as well.
Okay. Lorn, do you want to give me a psychic test?
sure do.
oh no.
No complication, but I succeed.
Okay, so yeah, you managed to pull yourself. Now I'm going to require you to make a strength or agility test because you can float up, but if you want to add yourself to the height, you're going to have to make one of those two checks.
Why? I can just fly up just fine.
So you're just going to float behind them, sort
No,
of
I
thing.
can get on top of them. I can actually do that with levitation. I can do a whoop
Oh.
right on top of Reeb.
Okay. So balance-wise, like, are you concentrating on keeping your
Oh,
levitation
I see
up?
what you're trying to do, you little bastard.
yeah.
Sure, I'll make
That's
a
right,
fucking
yeah,
roll the
yeah.
fucking up.
Yeah. Like, I'm just saying, like, you can get up high, but you're not an
Okay.
agile, spry old
No,
man.
I'm an old man. I mean, I'm still levitating up there, so I just seat
You
myself
can
there.
concentrate. Yeah, you can just concentrate.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Keep it
keep
up.
concentrating.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
just
Okay,
right
cool,
there.
cool.
The reason I went
so
on
Zedek,
Braine's
what
shoulders
are
is
you
because he
doing?
can handle one person's weight. I don't know about
Yeah,
two.
I'm like hovering just a little bit, so I'm not heavy at all.
So,
Okay,
Oh no!
picking
I
up on
could,
what's
I
being
could,
put down.
I could
what?
probably handle all three of you. I'm very strong.
Well, the
Pie,
person above needs to.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah.
Captain Zedek, what are you doing now that the three have established themselves?
Picking up on what they're putting down, I am going to look back at my devotees, motion them with my hands, and kind of snap in front of me and have them get on their knees and become some sort of rattling staircase, as I will try to ascend them at the top. And in doing so, retrieve a symbol of the crusade from my pocket and try to hold it in the light just to have it reflect a little bit. I'll spend a wrath die if that is a narrative declaration.
No. That's just you doing something. That's fine. Okay, so you're just gonna climb. What kind of check do you want to give me for this?
Would that be an athletics check?
Yeah, totally.
All right.
Oh yeah, so you just like kind of clamber up. It's getting real rocky and difficult. You're not quite able to climb over like over top of Lorn or anyone, but you're
Hey,
able to
I do this. As I see him climbing up, I hover a little bit more and have Zedek climb on top of Reeb, and then I perch on top of Zedek.
Okay, yeah. So you've got this like this terrible humanoid
Tower.
vertical tower thing going. And this is just incensed. Like all of the other ratlings were like, oh, look at that, look at that, look at that.
I'll take the opportunity if I have time.
And suddenly, like, you just hear this, no, you will all kneel before my powerful legs. And,
I spread my arms out, forming a T, and I go, what are you gonna do about it, nerd?
And he like projects this force with his voice as he makes that shout, and he is going to do an interaction attack, which is lets him basically use a skill, and he's going to use leadership as his interaction attack. Because he's going to be commanding to kneel before his majestically powerful legs.
Ooh,
I will spend a rune to activate this ability, so please mark me down here as I use the battle cry kneel before my majestically powerful legs ability, which this NPC has. And he gets 2 bonus dice on this, and he is going to target our good friend Braine, who is at the bottom. Pi, what is your resolve?
My resolve is 3. Well, it's 2, but plus something else.
Okay, so 3. Cool. I'm going to make this leadership test. I've clicked the dice. Good! So he quite succeeds, as is wont, and you are completely compelled to go to your knees, which breaks the tower you have going as Reeb and Zedek tumble and Lorn is still floating in the air. But you go prone basically as the fervor of this man demands that you kneel before my legs.
Oh God.
I would like to make a counter leadership check.
Okay. I will allow you to come up to narratively declare by spending a wrath point that you want to like stop this man from commanding your ally.
I would love to do that. I would love to shout back at him.
Oh, I'm so excited for this complication.
Also,
yes. What will so give me that leadership test and we will see what happens here.
Sure thing. I'll do that for you
It's
right now.
going to be great. He's going to complicate it, chat. Oh no, he's not. Holy hell!
Yeah.
So you will generate a glory.
We also have 3
right.
glory. if you want to
We come
emphasize
here
more.
before you, faithful servants of the God Emperor. You can see that we represent T, which represents the imperial truth that this fraud before you
I use psychic
does not
to
represent. We, servants of the Emperor in all his divine tallness, have come to you to ask for your aid once more, to not be misled by this wolf in sheep's leggings.
So in this case, you both tied. I will say that yours is enough to counteract the.
I say he can spend 3 glory. He can
Oh,
spend 3
shit,
glory
yeah.
to make that better.
Yeah, would you like to spend that glory to definitively win this argument?
Heck yeah, I would.
Roll 3 dice for me. 3d6.
You roll dice.
Don't fuck it up.
3d6. Oh shit! He fucked it up.
You fucked it up.
Glory! No, use wrath!
I gotta do it.
You use glory
Right, now
after
you
you
spin
use
a rat.
wrath.
Oh no.
You use glory after wrath, so you are wrecked, sir. In this point, so you have this like this epic talk. So what's going to happen here is Braine is not going to collapse. Like he's not going to kneel. You're able to steal Braine's resolve, but the rattlings are not swayed to your side, and now we're going to enter some combat.
Oh, yeah.
Damn it. Can I do...
So here are all of the rattling mobs that are nearby. All of them have stood up off their pews, wielding their billy clubs. And then up to the north here, we have the Divine Lord of Fervor standing at the pulpit. And all of you are kind of precariously, like, technically on Braine Square, but I'm just moving you apart so that you can select your tokens. Based on the epic speech of Captain Zedek, you can, like, no one's surprised, so you get to go first, but you can tell that, like, it is now combat time based off how angry everything is.
Alright, so one problem, I can't see the map, but second thing,
I'm sorry.
I need to ask, would you guys mind if I went first? Because I'd like to catapult our extremely deadly duo that is currently sitting on top of my head towards the priest.
Sure, I'm all up for it. I want to see what you got, because I'm still levitating, so I'm just going to chill up here.
I kind of have to use
Sounds good.
both my hands to, like, use my weapons, so I kind of can't do that while also holding both of you. So I guess I'll do... What the heck would this even be? I'm trying to throw them off my shoulders so that they're further forward.
Be a strength
So
check?
do you want to hurl Captain oh no, you're you
He'd
want to
have
hurl
to throw
Captain
Zedek.
Zedek.
I would still
Lorn.
be floating.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay. That'd be a strength test.
Oh, fantastic. All right, here we go.
And the number of successes is how many meters you'll get. Okay, so you'll toss him basically 3 meters forward. So you'll land right there, Captain Zedek.
Okay, now
Also, as a
everything's-
free action, would you like to hop off the tower?
Yeah, I'd like to disassemble Mecha Shiva for now.
Which square would you like to occupy? You can move your token to any adjacent square to buy.
I will go to that.
Perfect. Cool.
All right, that's
Okay.
fine. You're
Yep.
up, guys.
So I get to go, and one of the mobs ends up going here, and so immediately is like you land, and because you rolled pretty well, like I'll say Captain Zedek lands on his feet. There's no need for any check there. He lands, sort of looks around, and you can see from the pew to your immediate right a group of 4 ratlings just come rushing over. And Captain Zedek, you can see they're wielding these improvised weapons, and they go to attack you. Let's
Good luck, Captain!
see.
Oh dear.
That's a complication.
Oh, they complicate. Yes! They will hit. Because what's your defense, Captain Zedek?
My defense
Is 3? Cool. So they're actually
I'm sorry, it's 2.
including hitting you. Oh, it's 2? Okay. Either way, they're going to be able to shift to do some extra damage as well because they don't like you. But I have to roll complication because they complicated. And sadly, I don't think any of our Patreon complications really work here. Yeah, none of our Patreon donated ones work in this particular instance. So we're going to use the old tried and true table for now, which would give us a 15. Okay.
The Eye of Terror opens a bit.
Their billy clubs are out of ammo somehow, and so I assume that in their rage, just for the lulls, they're so angry at you, Captain Zedek, that they actually, instead of hitting you, they throw their billy clubs at you. Like they get into melee and then are like, nuts to this, we're just gonna throw them. So they'll do that. They will shift 1 dice to do an extra bonus damage, and we'll see what they get for damage here. They'll only do 7 damage total, which I don't think is enough to beat your resilience. So yeah, your resilience 8. So they just like hammer on you and toss billy clubs that bounce off of you.
Stop
It's like
that.
that gif of the girl getting hit with the hot dogs. It's just like that, except with billy clubs. Okay, cool. So that's the mob. You guys are back up.
I'd love to counterattack against these guys. Are we okay with that?
Go.
Oh, okay.
All right,
You're
Captain
surrounded
Zedek,
right now. I'd like you to get out of it
take
before you
back
get
the
surrounded.
initiative. All right.
I'm seizing the initiative, and I am going
Well,
to
without
fry
seizing- yes.
these potatoes.
Absolutely. What are you going to attack with?
Ooh. I would like to hit them with the old arc pistol.
Yeah, absolutely. So remember to when you're making the attack roll to change your skill to be WS and agility because you're using it in close combat, unless you want to walk away and then shoot.
I would like to back up, like,
Okay,
a
perfect. Yeah.
foot.
Cool. Yeah. So you back up away, and as you do so, a bunch of them like try to hit you with other improvised weapons, but they're too busy getting their billy clubs back, so they don't actually make an attack on you. All right, make your shot on them. Oh, good lordy.
Okay, so now what your rolls are for the audio people, but for Zedek, it is a total of 7. He got 3 6s on the die. Actually, 4 6s on the die, and he 3 6s on the die and 1 success. So 8 6 is basically 2 for reference for people in Wrath and Glory. So he got a total of 7 on that roll. He did good.
So you roll damage, because for every one above, which means all 4 of them, you're going to, like, with your arc pistol, hit everyone in this mob in front of you as you just kind of, like, roll over the arc energy. Can you roll damage now?
Absolutely.
Damn, dude, you're making a potato battery.
And you just, like, pull out your pistol back up as they're all bending down to get their billy clubs and just wash your pistol over them, and it, like, pops all of their heads like grapes as this just arc energy crackles over their bodies, and they all die.
That's what I call some baked potatoes.
Popping explosions and falling down. With that, the next mob goes, and they are enraged in a similar fashion and come off the pews and come over here. And 2 of them go to attack Reeb, and 2 of them go to attack Captain Zedek as this mob of ratlings charges forward, and they go, "For the true tall one!" And they come at you with their clubs. Let's see here. They are for the attack on Reeb.
Yep. Gotta hit
I will get a 2, and then for the attack on Captain Zedek, I will get a 4. So they will shift 1 bonus dice. I'll do the damage on Captain Zedek first. With an 8, which is not enough to beat your resilience, but since it matches, you take a point of shock, Captain Zedek, as they're just hitting you with these billy clubs.
They don't actually hit me, because my defense is 2.
Oh, but they match it, right? Because
they match it.
Yeah, so that means they still hit.
Tarnation.
It's just for anything over. So they hit you. Sorry, I closed a window, and then they go to hit you, but they don't get bonus damage because they don't shift no exalts. So they go to smack you with billy clubs, and they do a total of 7 damage, which Reeb is under your resilience, so you take nothing. And they just kind of come up and they're impotently hitting you. Yeah.
Easy, will you?
So yeah, back to the party. Braine or Lorn. Who wants to go next?
Lorn, would you
Pie,
like
go
to
ahead.
go? Oh, Pie go? Okay. In that case, Pie is going to take out his power sword, which is radiating in his hand, and then he's going to go, and he's going to charge into this pile of ratlings.
So you run like to the northeast, basically away from everyone else, all the ratlings by you, and jump over a pew to attack these other.
Yeah,
ratlings
no,
in
I
the
just
corner.
crash through the pew. It shatters into 2 pieces. Don't even jump over it. And I'm just gonna
until you roll a
take my
complication
sword.
on this attack, and then the pew's gonna hurt you.
Well, that's how you know it's good, boss. And so taking this sword in my hand, I'm gonna roll a sweeping attack, and I'm gonna try to cut off all of their heads. And I'll use a re-roll on that because it's not nearly as many successes. Actually, that's probably
Also,
fine.
2 people donated. We got 2 more glory.
Nice.
Yes.
2 more
Thank you,
glory.
folks.
And I think you're
All
pretty.
right. I think you're pretty good. You won't be able to shift anything, but you will definitely be able to hit all 4 of them as you come crashing through.
All right, great. In that case, let's roll damage.
Yep.
And that's going to be
yeah, with
15 and 5.
So you just like come down and you with a power sword slash through all of them. It's like, you know, when wrestlers come down the ring to high five their fans, you do that with a power sword and just like bisect.
Wait,
these
I have a better
ratlings.
description.
Oh,
He comes
no.
in like Anakin with younglings. Just with the power swords.
No.
Horrible.
So I just like
Absolutely disgusting.
got them in a row and I just get their heads off. They're falling to the ground like rotted pumpkins. I'm gonna turn my sword at the man on the pew. All right, leggy boy, I'll show you how I get my kicks. And that'll be my turn.
I hate you.
I'm going to spend... Actually, no, in this case, I don't have to spend a point of runes, so that's cool. He looks at you. Your friends have abandoned you, and now you will truly kneel before my legs. And he makes his interaction attack again. Again, using leadership.
Unlimited power!
Let's see if I can hit you with my leadership. Oh, absolutely I can with a 6. That beats your resolve. So, Pybraine, you are prone as, like, without Captain Zedek there to morally inspire you. You drop to your knees.
Aww.
And as you sort of drop to your knees, staring at this figure's majestic legs, he turns towards one of the other ratlings, or actually no, he turns to the ratlings that are engaged with Captain Zedek and Reeb and shouts, "For the divine, for the long-legged emperor, for my legs!" I'll spend a point of rune to allow them to make a second attack action, doing the same thing where the mob will each attack Reeb and Zedek once. So on Reeb, wow,
crap.
the
Wow.
fervor of them will let them crit Reeb,
Holy
and on
shit.
Captain Zedek, also I will get a rune dice from critting, so that's cool.
Yep.
The one against Zedek was miserably bad.
Yeah, and so we get some crit effects here. Let's find out what happens now. On Captain Zedek, I will miss. I have enough to shift for 1 extra damage dice, so I will do that. And let's see what the damage is. Probably not a lot on Reeb as these billy clubs come smashing in, but we'll see. Yeah, so 6. I don't do any damage. However, the critical effect still happens. So we're gonna roll on this critical table. It's 2d6, and then we're gonna find out what critical effect we get. So a 56. I'm sure that's good.
That's very high.
Bone-shattering impact.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so you are... A crippling blow smashes your body. So... You will take... Whoops. You will take unrecognized command. No. Damn it! You will take 3 wounds, Reeb, as one of those billy clubs goes right in the back of your knee at the exact perfect point. There's this just distinct crunch as your leg gives out momentarily.
Damnation!
And you feel just this awfulness, and you are also restrained as a result of that. So here is restrained. Basically, you reduce your defense by 2, which gives you a defense of 0, and you can't move on your next turn.
All right.
As you kind of like, and behind the pulpit, you just hear, yes, everyone will kneel before my legs. Back to the players.
Now it is Lorn's turn. I am still basically hovering in the air, and I look down at Reeb like, "Do you need assistance? Because otherwise I'm going after Leg Boy."
My patella's been snapped. You might want to help us here.
But Leg Boy, he can crowd control all of us.
Lorn, if we go down, you'll drown next.
But
So awful, they're not even shaved.
cool, I will help you. I'll help you then. Braine, get back here and help clear these. You're far more efficient. I don't have anything that clears out mobs. I float forward, basically into the middle here, as if it's like a wizard duel in some weird way, and I'm like floating.
You always want a wizard.
I want a wizard duel, and at this point, just cloaks are basically flapping about, and I'm like, "You will taste psychic might, crushing grasp," and I then basically point my hand out to him, close my fist, and then I cast Crush at him.
Which
And that is going to be a 7.
yeah.
What I'm going to do is also spend a Wrath die to basically re-roll that, see if I can get a little bit more out of it. I fail utterly, but that's okay. Chat can help me out to get more Wrath die if they need to. But I basically point out at him, and I assume his defense is like 3 or 4.
His defense is a whopping 2.
Oh, God.
Cool, okay. Well, regardless, I unfortunately don't have enough 6s to exalt, so it's just going to be a normal crush. So at that point, it basically does 11 damage.
Okay, so what happens? I'm going to spend a rune point here. Please mark that off. And as you go to crush the life, flying across the room with a no, one of the rattlings jumps in the way of your hand, like somehow flying through the air as you go to crush, and you just grab this rattling midair with your crush. And in fact, I will even be nice enough to say you rolled a 7, so it's actually all 4 of these rattlings that, manage to jump up, and they form this protective wall as you just start crushing all of them in the air as they block any line of sight you have to the long-legged priest, and then you crush them all, and their necks snap, and their bodies distend, and they fall plumping to the floor, but exhausting your psychic power.
Lorn, now is not the time to be making force meat.
I'm still helping!
And with that, that's the end of the players. So I've got two more mobs to go of rattlings. These ones rush up towards Braine. Kind of using the wreckage of the pew, you burst through Pi, and they come shouting as they run with their billy clubs out and just wanting to attack you for your terrifying youngling murder of their friends. So they just go to town. See if this works. Oh God, no! Wow, I rolled a 0, so they're just all trying to hit you while you are prone, but they just keep bouncing off of.
Off
of your
made a
armor.
massively passively deflecting all of these billy clubs, not even thinking about it, just being like, "Oh my God, what is wrong with this freak? Oh my God, they're so hairy!" And I'm not even just thinking about it. My arms are just acting independent.
Yeah, Reeb, do you have a melee weapon?
I do.
Okay, you can make an attack on the mob because the one to your south is moving away.
Wait a second.
Okay.
GM, what of the mashed potato platoon?
Well, the mashed potato platoon is just there to take hits for you.
Okay.
They are like
take hits for
the
you,
mashed
not my
potato
patella.
platoon. One sec. They're all sitting in the pews down here, basically ready to jump in the way of any damage you have.
That is an impressive amount of vertical leap that these little, gross little things have.
Don't think about it.
Come on, Zedek. It's insane to imagine a single rattling companion could help you take out the boss. Don't even try it. It would never happen.
It would never happen.
They are legion. They are legion. They can surely help. Look at all of them.
All right, Reeb, you were taking that attack, right?
Yes, I'm going to take a knife and I'm going to menacingly look at the one that just very carefully snapped my kneecap.
Okay, so sorry, this isn't the group that attacked you. It's the group that was to the pew south of you. They're moving away from you, so you basically get an attack of opportunity on one of them that's running by.
Fine, I will exact my vengeance.
Yes.
Wow,
I exact it very hard.
It's a crit. Okay.
That's a glory, right?
That is a glory.
Actually, we are full on glory. Actually, Chad also did that, and also Zedek, you have one more wrath dice granted to you. You're full now.
Okay. Cool. So, let's see here. Can you roll me 2d6 real quick there, Reeb?
Flash R.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus,
boy.
a 65. Oh no. I'm gonna read this critical effect.
Oh, good.
Appalling detonation.
Oh,
Ill fortune carries the blow to strike the foe's volatile war gear. A chain of explosions tears their body apart into grisly red mist. Effect: the target suffers 1d6 wounds. Please roll it for me, Reeb.
1d6?
Yeah, 1d6. If the target carried any explosives, they detonate. I'm going to say that they carry some kind of explosive material. Roll me another d3.
No, their bellies are just so full with gas
Yes!
and whatnot, and they just explode.
Yes!
Reeb has enough information from the White Dwarf book that he knows exactly what the pressure point in a ratling is to make them explode.
Yeah, so, okay. So, do you want to spend 2 glory to make sure that the whole mob dies as a result of this?
Yeah, we may as well. We're full up.
Okay, cool. Yeah, in fact, if you want, I will, because they're adjacent, I will let you spend 2 glory to kill the one that also kneecapped you.
Okay, how many glory was spent?
Make
All
that
of
an
it?
even 3.
Two.
Just two? Okay.
2. And, like, yeah, you go and lash out, and I'm gonna steal from Zoran's idea here. You lash out as this one to your southwest is trying to get away, and you hit this ratling in the stomach with your knife, and your knife kind of rests there for a second, and the ratling clutches his stomach and looks up in horror like, no, you don't know what you... And then just explodes in this, like, gaseous mass that then causes a chain reaction from all of the nearby halflings rattlings who all just explode in horrifying gaseous detonations.
Thank you for making potato salad.
I like how I do want to point out that as you were describing that, the music that I'm kind of playing in the back was way too epic for that. So it's just like a they all explode with their own intestinal stuff. Also, Lorn, basically, I was able to get a wrath point in wrath for Tater Tot. Tater Tot might, I don't know if Tater Tot's gonna slime Marbo in here, but if Tater Tot gets in here, Tater Tot's got a wrath point.
Okay, Tater's got a wrath. Nice. Okay, so that's the end of the combat round. The combat round now goes back to you guys. You can pick who you want to go first with.
I would like to go first if possible.
Okay.
Cool. All right. So since I was rudely interrupted, I'm still flying, which I can sustain this forever. After every hour, I'll then begin to suffer shock, but these combats go so fast where it won't become that big of a problem. So at this point, I'm saying, ha! I see you no longer have enough, servants in which to stop my ultimate power. And with that, I cast Crush once more. And I basically point to him, shabam, and I'm going to use that extra wrath dice that was given to me to basically roll even more of the dice there. Let's hope I get more. Only got one, but only made it to a 6. I'm not able to really bump up anything. I was hoping for some 6s. And I will minus that wrath dice there. And so I basically point at him and crash.
And he no, my legs! And as he does that, I will spend a rune. Braine, can you make an attack roll with your power sword, please?
Oh God! Whoa! Sure. I would love nothing more. I thought it was gonna.
As all of the rattlings turn to their lord and start rushing out of combat with you, again doing the Olympic jumping in front of the crush.
We also have 4 glory if you're wanting to spend any, but
So with that,
I don't think I think you're good.
You'll be able to hit 3 of them if you
Spend
want
glory.
to spend glory to stop
absolutely.
the last one.
Yeah.
How much glory do you want to spend?
You got 4.
I'll spend 2.
Okay, so roll 2d6.
Oh.
Double 1s! So you managed to slice down 3 of these rattlings that just collapse under the power of your power sword, but the one just no, the divine lord with legs, and just does this swan dive jump at the last minute.
Hold on!
Hopping.
I want to do something. Can I spend a wrath to grab him by his ankle?
If you're wanting to spend a wrath dice, yeah, you know what? Sure. What I'll let you do with the wrath dice is I'll let you use the wrath dice to reroll those 2 glory dice. This is normally not a rule thing, but this is just such an epic moment. I will allow this one use of the ability.
For Lemuria!
Oh gosh. Okay.
That's one more success.
Yes!
And one more, and you managed to grab the rattling just as he would jump in the way of the crush and stab him with the power sword.
I take his other leg and I rip him in 2 like a splitting chicken leg. Do it!
Yeah, so your crush will hit. that's cool.
And it will do 10 damage.
Okay.
My other die did not succeed in the extra damage. And so everyone in chat also knows what this means. Is if successfully activated, they take 10 damage plus 1 additional damage. So basically what now happens to him, which I assume nothing else is going to happen. There's no weird thing he's got.
Yeah, no, nothing
Cool.
else.
He is now restrained, as was. So you can pop up the roll or do show players if you want to do that again, so chat also sees.
Yeah,
While restrained, the target can do nothing in their turn except by trying to break free again by making a strength or willpower test as a full round action. He has to spend his entire turn getting out, so he can't like break out and then do stuff. So if the victim does not escape, they'll take an additional 10 plus 1 additional die of damage at the beginning of each of my turns for as long as I'm sustaining that power. And I have a special feat that allows me to do 2 powers at the same time, so I'm levitating and casting Crush at the same time. So he is not able to do anything.
And you just hear this like, my legs, which will have initiative come back to me. On the initiative for the divine Lord of Fervor, I will make that willpower test because heck yeah, I will make that willpower test. And let's see what's the difficulty on that.
He needs to make a 5 or better.
Okay, let's see what I can get. I do not, so he's still like.
Also, one quick thing that happened. Someone just donated $50 before you did that for a Game Master complication.
Oh no!
Thank you, TK Mal.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Based.
Holy base!
Okay. Sadly, both of our general complications that we've had submitted have been by our lovely patrons are more technological in nature. So I don't have anything appropriate from our patrons for this yet, since he's not really wearing much super techie. So instead, let's see what kind. Lorn, since you're the cause of this problem of mine, can you roll me a d6, please?
I sure can.
And
D6
we'll
deployed.
see.
6.
A 6. Oh, excellent. Warp interference.
Yes.
The Chaos Gods are watching, and for a moment to feel the eyes of one of the ruinous powers on them.
Lol
He,
legs.
starts weeping, and his legs kind of, come together, and he's no longer on his tiptoes as he's being held in place. And you could see the just general resolve that he has is being sapped as he sees his dreams being taken away from him. Back to the players.
I would like to go. Since this man is on death's door, I am going to get up and I'm going to charge to try to deliver the death blow.
Yeah.
So I'm going to come up to him, looming over. These are your legs. I'm going to take my power sword and I'm going to try to cut off his legs.
That would be a called shot. All right.
Indeed it would be. All right, so I'm going to roll
Me an attack roll.
I like to imagine I am a floating wizard and... Oh, wow. You want to spin
no.
a wrap?
No, that was the wrong amount. That was damage.
Oh, that was damage. That was the damage.
Yeah.
That was the damage roll.
Yeah.
So do your swing.
Okay.
There we go.
I'm not even going to roll the crit result because we all know what happens.
Let me tell you what happens.
Yes, please.
I off his legs. I take them by the ankles and I say, "Yeah, your legs, huh? Your legs!" And I start beating him to death with his own legs. Your legs, huh? How about these arms, huh? I'm the side. And guess what? You suck at music. And then I throw them in his face.
And I'm still doing crush the entire time, so I help him with that critical by bringing his precious legs in front of him and basically just crushing them in front of him and letting them drop to the floor and saying like, the Imperium of Man is far mightier than your voice.
I would like to spend a wrath die to make a narrative declaration.
Okay, what is your narrative declaration, Captain Zedek?
I will unready from my combat stance for a brief moment, just perk my head up and say, Looks like you didn't have a leg to stand on, and then smirk towards the camera that doesn't exist.
I
like that
see
you
a
want
ding
to
in your
spend
teeth.
a wrath point just to make us all suffer. Just like they
don't call it wrath for no reason.
Not anything mechanical or narrative, really. Just to make you suffer.
Deafening slap bass fills this chapel.
Oh God! All right. And with that, the other three ratlings run off and like leave because their divine lord has been dethroned.
Can we hold up. We have to do some things to this Fango dot. Just
Oh no,
There
they
we
can
go.
see it.
There
No,
we
my
go.
legs.
And returning back to the pathway.
Yeah, so you after a quick time of checking out the area, you find that the Divine Lord of Fervor had very little beyond just his magnificent legs, which you have ripped off of and beat him to death with.
I'd like to ask, please, because this is something I feel like Reeb would want. Can I please do a Medicaid to extract his femur?
Absolutely.
Hold on. I want one of them. Leave. This one's mine.
Can I do 2 Medicaids to get both his femurs?
No!
Okay.
Braine is gonna hold on to the leg.
I'm doing it so I can give both of them to you because your Medicaid sucks.
No, I just want it. I'm gonna put it in bronze. I'm gonna put it in my house.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm pulling
I know.
both of them out and giving you one.
Reeb, you are almost tolerable.
Yeah, you collect the first femur, no problem. And get glory for the second.
Nice.
I assume it's like one of those videos of the chef who like meticulously pulls the bone out of the rack of ribs. You just kind of reach in and do this like perfect pull, and you have this beautiful like pristine white femur.
Out of a sense of kindness, I'll give him the one that is just covered in glories.
Excellent.
I take it. Thank you, Reeb. You really are a guy. That's it.
Yes, I am. I will stuff it into my pocket.
Pretty cool dude.
It's alright.
So, with that being said, you've checked the area. There's nothing like loot wise of note here. So you would have to make your way back to the passage and decide between the Divine Lord of War or the Divine Lord of Science.
I vote on war.
Now, hold on. I'm still trying to position my kneecap so it isn't popping quite so much as I walk. Hold on. We still have not determined if this one will be any particular trouble. Captain,
Yes.
what do we have on this particular individual? You know the servants of the Emperor to be quite, fervent. Perhaps this one will be a bit less. As I look at Braine and consider what I've said already and I start to doubt it.
Well, if we're going to extrapolate information on what we already know, we can cross off Preacher from our list of misfits. So far, we have 3 more people to actually find. We have an Engine Seer, a Chirurgeon, and a Catachan to find, who I'm assuming the latter of which is our Lord of War.
But of course, that leaves who the doctor is. It's not you, is it, Reeb?
No, I'm still right here.
Actually,
I'm
I
out of
think
suspects.
I think visiting this Lord of Science would possibly be far better. He might have things that we need, and Reeb, you might actually be an excellent person in which to negotiate with him if this is going to be a common occurrence. Off to him, I vote.
Hold on, why won't I negotiate with my kinsman?
He's not your kinsman, though.
Well, he's a fellow member of the Tech Priest's Order. Surely he can be reasoned with.
We don't know if that's the one who is the Lord of Science, per se. It could be via Chirurgeon.
Okay, well, if it's the doctor, I don't mind. But if it's the Tech Priest, I would at least like to try to have a word with him. Perhaps some sanity can be gained from this situation. I'm tired of being the only sane one.
Well, we both agree on our direction. Off this way, lads, and I'm beginning to walk.
Yeah, so you go back to the sort of 3-way fork, cross off, Divine Lord of Fervor. I assume there's just a gleeful, stab with the power sword as you char that out. and then make your way towards the Divine Lord of Science. This time, the grating does not give way to marble tiles. In fact, things get more worn, like the walls have more rust stains, and there seem to be chains that start hanging from the roofs, and you see dark blood stains in corners as you pass through large areas, and you find sections that are filled with like medical beds that have stained sheets on them.
I'm sure we went to the tech priest place, not the Chirurgeon.
Well, remember, there's only two other options left: the Divine Lord of Science and the Divine Lord of War. So this is science.
Interesting. Maybe they're sharing the room.
Or the Magos, or at least could be a member of the Magos biologists.
Or they could be one person now.
Horrifying.
That is an alarming thought.
That would be very strange. Imagine if me and Reeb were the same person. Be too much
And
red.
you come to a break in the hall, which has a thick metal door that has an embossed symbol on it. Scholar checks if you got them.
Oh boy! All right.
I can make a solid
I'm
attempt
really
and mess it up.
fucking good at that.
If you want to make an attempt and risk the terrors of
Yeah!
there we go.
Yeah, brain comprehension.
Perfectly offset by my success.
I
Thank
didn't-
you.
Okay, perfect.
All right, so for rolls, Braine got 1 and a complication. Reeb got a 6 because Reeb is awesome about it. Zedek got a 4 and Lorn got a 1.
So Reeb and Zedek, you both recognize this symbol immediately. You recognize it as one of the subdivisions of the Administratum. This is the Officio Medicae.
Oh boy.
However, Braine doesn't, and instead, boisterously thinks it's some kind of offshoot Mechanicum symbol, having incorrectly saved over the symbol JPEGs in his internal cogitators. And the complication is that he will open the door.
Yes, I see. You see, it's as I told you. It was a member of the Mechanicus. And I open the door. Greetings, brother! I come from Lemuria!
Wait, you little fool! No.
And you open the door and find yourselves in this large, roughly square chamber with... You're at an elevated point, and there's sort of grating that descends about a third of a meter, drops down to a bottom section in the sort of southeast area. And there are all of these massive, cryogenic pod units with numbers written underneath them. And in the southeast corner of the room, there is this this cogitator terminal. But what's more horrifying are some of the creatures rambling around. And from the cogitator unit, this figure turns to look up at you as you walk on in, Pi, followed by the rest of you. I'm just going to put the art up here.
What the fuck are those? I walk in.
You
Lauren's
see
like,
this figure.
Hey guys, how are they doing? What are those?
And for
Immediately
people
draw
who
my
are not
gun.
in the chat, who are listening to this in the podcast, what they see is this old prune of a woman covered in a medical schmuck uniform, tattered with splats of blood, and various binoculars and an augmetic eye and thick black gloves. But beside her are these stitched together rattling abominations. One to her immediate left is the headless body of a ratling that has been stitched to another headless body of a ratling turned upside down. And that one, emits this sounds and points with all 4 of its arms towards the PCs. Mersmerg! Mersmerg! You just hear this sound somehow emitting from, between the stitching that holds it together. And then you see this old woman turns and looks up. Ah, hello there. Welcome to my lab.
You are very poorly augmented for a member of the Mechanicus.
Braine,
No,
misread it.
what?
This, my good friend, is the Chirurgeon.
Yes?
Oh, well...
I am the Divine Lord of Science now. I have come to cure these beings.
You're doing a pretty shit job at it. Fucking what the hell?
I am so close now.
What are you curing them of?
Well, their height problem.
Their height.
Soon they will be like regular citizens of the Imperium.
Yes, quite indeed. Gentlemen, may I please, if you don't mind? This looks to be a bit of a very... I'm just kind of eyeing these abominations that are being standing
Of course.
menacingly.
Speak to your stupid flesh friend.
By all means, stay my hand, Reeb. Someone has to.
Excuse me, my dear. May I have your name? I know you are the Divine Lord of Science, but please, we are both surgeons and doctors here. Please, pass unto me your name.
I am simply the Divine Lord of Science now. I have no other name. We all discarded our names when we decided we would come here as the Emperor's angels to bring deliverance to this planet.
Yes. Very good. I'm going to attempt... Can I try to corral her away from the abominations off to, like, a corner?
Oh no,
that-
she's like not moving, and she has this cogitator station behind her, and she's just sort of standing in front of it with the two close-ish by.
Can I approach, or is there, Can I make an insight to make sure that approaching her won't, like, set something off like it did with fucking Legsy back there?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, I'd like to make sure that I'm not about to bumble. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Or you will roll a success and a bumble. All right, I know what complication we're going with. All right, Reeb, you do go up ahead, and you get the sense that these things are not aggressive. Like they seem to be very much programmed with the Divine Lord of Science in mind. Now, I am going to really quickly message you something on Discord that is something the rest of the players won't know that you notice as you approach.
Oh, Jesus. All right.
Okay, cool. There you go. And you approach closer and see like the medical caskets, and you see the doctor who's sort of in front of the computer, and she's like, "Yes, I so close now to fixing the problems here."
The fuck are you
Getting a
doing?
good-
Stapling legs to them?
Lorn!
That
Please.
was one of the early attempts. My next ones will be much better. I hope to have it only down to 3-1 as my ratio.
So, sensing kind of like she's really proud of all this, I don't want to, like, burst her bubble right away. I'm going to try to, like, ease her off this ledge, so to speak.
Okay.
Yes, these are all quite interesting. Excuse, can I please inspect the stitching on that one? It's quite, looking at the two bodies stitched at the neck.
Yes.
It's very interesting.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
going to feign inspection, I guess.
Yeah. And as you come closer, it like releases this like horrific, like stitched neck sound. Merzmerg.
Yes.
And
Quiet.
like its legs kind of flop on where its really high head should be. Merzmerg.
What is it saying?
Oh, I don't know. It doesn't need to actually be able to talk. That's not what I'm curing.
I think it is saying Mergsmerg, Reeb.
Yes, I'm...
I hear that it also is wishing to die.
Gentlemen, just find a place to sit for a moment. I'm greatly interested in
Yes.
what you have here.
Oh, and she walks over. I'm just about to start on a new one, and she goes close to this tank and puts her hand on it. And
Reeb's gonna block the tank.
and she's just like, yes, we caught this one trespassing on the surface. We did, and now I think I can. It's a particularly small specimen, but I think we can make it much taller.
Yes, quite. please enlighten me, ma'am. Do you know what these beings are?
Yes. Homo sapien minimus. Which is why, if I just take one word off of that, there'll be Homo sapiens again.
So, let me ask you. You were given the order to improve them, to make them taller, yes?
No, I took that after the Divine Lord of Fervor convinced me of what we should do here. And the Divine Lord of War, well, he said we should never leave.
The Divine Lord of War said that you should never leave.
Correct.
Sounds to me like he's come up with that himself.
Oh, yes, they are both quite wise. Not wise in the ways of science like me. Oh, no. But you will have to excuse me. I am very busy. And she turns back to the cutler. I must start the process. Yes, I must prepare this little one. I must prepare him to be joined.
Before you do, ma'am, I do need to show you something.
Yes? And she kind of turns around.
I reach into my my coat pocket and I pull out, with a wrath die, the White Dwarf magazine.
Yes!
I personally have not read White Dwarf in, like, years.
Yeah.
But I do distinctly recall them saying something along the lines of, Ratlings are, while abnormal, no more a part of the Imperium than anyone else.
Oh yeah. Like they're just like ab-humans that are spread across the Imperium. Absolutely. Oh.
So I know she's trying to fix them, so to speak. Can I try to convince her maybe to stop and be like, you're doing a very good deed here, but I'm afraid they are most definitely still human. I believe your efforts are being sequestered away from more important ventures, and I think the Lord of War knows that.
I want you to give me a persuade check using your White Dwarf bonus.
Okay, can I please pull some wraths for this? I'm very
You have
afraid.
one wrath
Some
left.
glory? Yeah, you can use a wrath to reroll, but glory to add to it, for sure.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
we have
I'm gonna-
5
if
glory.
So you
I
get to
bundle
roll
this.
first. Yeah.
Yeah, you can use as many as you
don't-
like. I'm okay with it if the group's okay.
Ooh. Okay, a 5. You'll probably need... this is really tough. She's, really into her work. You're going to need probably 2 more successes. So
I'm going to use my wrath first.
This is Reeb.
Oh,
So
yeah,
Reeb,
Reeb.
do you want to toss... how much glory do you want to toss at this? You've got...
I'd like to use my wrath first before I do that.
Oh, fair enough. Absolutely. So use your second.
So I just hit the reroll.
Yeah, you have
I
no
said
more
reroll,
wrath.
right?
Yeah, just hit reroll. Yeah.
Okay, no more wraths.
Oh,
Great.
so no bonus there. So how many glory do you want to use?
No,
We got
I
5.
got 1 glory. 5 glory.
Yeah,
Fellas, how many are we willing to part with? All of them?
Yeah,
I'm fine with it.
Sounds that way.
5d6. I just need 2. Or something.
Yep.
Yeah!
1, 2, 3. Yeah. Yeah, and a shift. Yeah. So
for-
you're
yeah,
oh
go ahead.
well, they she basically you get 4 more successes from that glory you spent. She comes over and she's like, oh well, I must have missed this issue of White Dwarf. Oh, I didn't quite realize all of this. Oh well.
He's trying to direct your efforts away from important business.
Just quiet, you. Yes. They're saying the Lord of War's trying to what?
He's trying to direct your attention away from important business. He wants you distracted, while he does more interesting things.
Ah, of course. That is it. Yes. I just thought that I was doing the Emperor's work, you see.
You
What's
still
everyone
can.
else doing? doing during this?
I am terrified beyond belief, and I am like, I assume like some of the headless ones are coming up, going like, "Daddy," and I'm like, "No, fuck you," and I'm like batting them with a stick, like, "Fuck off."
Yeah, you've got like two that have come up. One that has this like elongated forehead, and one that just has like mounds of flesh as a neck that have come up.
I'm batting them away, like, "Get the fuck away from me."
You might want to save big brain energy there.
Zedek, what are you doing?
I'm definitely internally debating the ethicality of murdering these horrid experiments. It would be better to
so
kill
you're just standing there having a moral debate. Cool. Pie Braine, what are you doing?
When the science lady mentioned the little one, could I see which one she was referring to?
Would you like to give me a awareness test?
I would love nothing more.
Want to see what you are aware of in this room?
Hey, oh no, not
no, only not a glory. But you with a 2, it's not quite enough to get a sense. But you know that, like, as she said, the little one, she clearly like patted on one of the pods.
I'm going to walk up to that pod.
Okay.
I'm going to intercept him real quick.
Yeah, he's like directly in your path. So you clearly just stop him as he.
Braine,
Yes, what?
I require technical expertise for a moment, please.
Ah, yes, what do you need? I am indeed the expert of technical expert. Tell me, what do you need?
Yes. So she has a cogitator here. She has been using it to get, no doubt, a number of notes off of it. If you are able to, could you please disengage it and open up all these pods? I believe I have talked her off the ledge. It appears this Lord of War, or whatever he's going as, is the primary culprit behind all this. I fear in her advanced age she has, as you might say, gotten a few clogs in the gears.
I would never say that, but I understand what you are saying. Very well, I have used a cogitator from time to time. And I'm going to move up to the cogitator and start pressing the buttons.
Yeah,
I'm gonna pry open the fucking pod before anyone else does anything, please.
Yeah. So you've got her. She's like taking your white dwarf and is clearly reading it. You've rushed over to the pod. You look down and see the figure within the pod.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to. I'm no doubt not trying to force it open per se, but if there's like a release, can I pull it open?
There's this pneumatic hiss, and then you just hear this. Tss. My glory.
I will quickly extricate the child and put him somewhere else.
That was really close.
Wow!
I don't need
I
this kind of
didn't know
stress.
you could buy a whirlwind tank for $45.99.
No, it's
This is quite
overpriced
a
garbage plastic. Now, just read this lore section.
All right, Index Astartes. I'm Glorious.
I'm going to need that back, by the way. We can photocopy it later.
But that's illegal.
Shut up!
Okay.
And she kind of like wanders off. Are you like? So okay, actually, one sec. Pi, you're at the cogitator.
Yes, I am.
Would you like to give me a tech test on them?
I would love to give you a tech test on them. Yes. Hey, that's not
Yeah,
awful.
you're able to download some data, which you can't quite process immediately because you notice the like horrible rattling abominants are getting closer to you
Hey,
again.
get out. Hey!
But like, and Reeb, you now have the tot in hand. Are you like basically trying to back out of here now?
No, I'm going to really quickly. I'm going to bring him forward. I'm going to say, "Oh, what the?" I'm going to turn around, and I'm going to have him behind me slightly.
Okay.
I'm going to shout out to the rest of the party. Oh! Well, fellows, look who's just bumped into us in here.
Oh, look, it is Tater
I was
Tot.
trying to be a gorilla.
Did it work?
No.
Is he unharmed?
I was almost went for sleep in the pod here.
No,
Real
he's fine.
comfy. Yes, I'll fix you later, little one. Don't worry.
I rushed over to her. Did she do anything to you? Did she do anything to you? Are you safe? Are you fine?
Are you okay,
Wait.
Tater Tot?
I'm all right.
can-
I just they put me in the pod, and then that was all I know.
Who is
It's a sleep pod.
Reeb.
Who would
Reeb.
put you into the pod? Why don't you?
Why would he burn Olympus? That doesn't make any sense. What's even going on in this?
Reeb.
Why
Gentlemen.
don't you give us some names?
Well,
What did you say?
There was a nice lady over there, and then he points to the divine lord of science, who is still flipping through the white dwarf.
I would
My
like to
eyes
look.
immediately look at her in just psychic power. Just
I draw my gun.
Gentlemen,
Huh? What's
yes,
that?
Reeb.
we are in a very delicate situation right now, in case you have not noticed. I don't think these are any more or less dangerous than the others we'd fought already, but do you really want to test that?
Good point. Let us leave
Besides,
with the tot.
we will send someone for her later, and she can answer for whatever crime she's committing another time. But right now, I would rather be very, very far away from these
I agree.
lumpen sacks.
Let us leave,
Yes.
everyone. And I bring Tater Tot, like, I grab Tater Tot's hand. It's like, come on.
Yeah.
Come with me.
Yes.
All right.
I will just
And
have
yeah, you-
one question for her.
Oh, no.
Walking up to her. Hello,
Yeah, she's like-
Mistress of Sciences. I put a hand on her shoulder.
Yes.
Where is the tech priest that was a part of your group?
Oh, well, you see, she didn't want to leave, or she wanted to leave, and the Divine Lord of War said that couldn't happen. So, well, what's left of her is buried in the hills to the north.
Oh, I see. And
Yes, that's where we left all of our equipment, including our comrade.
this is now a death grip. And you
Oh, you're
wouldn't
hurting me,
happen
young
to
one.
know what forge world she hailed from.
No, I don't really care about things
You
like that.
don't care about it. Well then, I'll be back for you. And I let her go.
I begin to help escorting Braine out and the rest of the group, going, let's go visit this war fellow.
Oh, all right. Oh, what's a skaven? And she continues going through the
Warp in the water.
Oh, before I go, I am going to try to erase her cogitator of data.
Give me another tech test.
Sure thing. Or just anything to fucking
gonna fucking
mess this thing up.
You're going to trip the firewall and get us screwed.
Yes.
A complication.
All right. So the complication here is you do manage to successfully cause the cogitator unit to remove the data and get everything you need off of it. You succeed. However, you do trip some kind of alert. Zoran, can you please give me a rune point as a result of this?
I
To represent
guess.
the increasing powers arrayed against you.
Give you one or take one away?
No, give me one.
I guess.
Your complication is my benefit. But you're very confident, and you all quickly leave the Divine Lord of Science to her reading, and then you once again head back, and Tater Tot's with you now. So it was awful cold like in that little cell.
Don't worry, little Tater Tot. It will be far colder where she is going.
Oh, all right.
Colder than something that is cold, like the oceans.
Should I use my glory?
No, don't
Patting
use your
the
glory.
tusk.
Here, chew on this. And I give him the femur.
Oh,
You better not get any viscera on my book. I need that.
I signal to Corporal Forkfoot to fork over one of his remaining potatoes, and I give it to Tater Tot, saying, "Here, just regain your
Yeah,
strength.
Tater
You
Tot
must be
starts
awfully
munching
hungry
on a-
after almost falling asleep."
Yeah, and then I assume you're making your way towards the Divine Lord of War.
I actually have a question. Would I have some kind of communicate device that only works when we're actually in the network that could, like, schedule a message to be sent?
No, so this place doesn't have any comm arrangement.
Oh no, I mean, like, on my
However-
person, like some kind of thing that'll, like, let's say, oh, when you connect to the network, it'll push a message to somebody.
No. You would have to, like, be directly wired into some kind of, like, planetary comms. Those are, like, the big sort of Vox units that you, like, would often see guardsmen, like, kneeling down with in, like, big boxes.
I got you.
So for now we can't, but I assume we're going to the Lord of War for time scheduling and whatnot.
Yes.
So go to the Lord of War, down the hallways.
Yeah. So you make your way, eventually entering through, like, a group of doors that hiss open. And you are immediately assailed by the smell of cooked food. And
no.
you see down this stair path towards is this almost banquet hall feast. And far off at the other end, probably 16 or so meters away, lies the Divine Lord of War, who looks up at you as you enter his territory. And this rotund, immense figure stares
Jesus
and
Christ.
takes a snap from a haunch of meat. This ball of humanity takes this horrific bite, looks up. What is your malfunction? Oh.
I turn to the group and I go, "Do we even wanna?"
No. not
Okay,
really,
cool.
no.
Do we all agree just to start?
Hold on.
I've had about enough for today. I think I'm
And
getting
you
an
see,
ulcer.
you see several, like, rattlings, probably 3 or 4 from where you are, that are mulling about. One of them appears to be holding onto an elongated blade that looks to be like something you would see like a veteran guardsman wielding. One is holding on to like a las gun, like a drab green las gun. It's clearly way too large for them. Why are you here in my quarters?
Zedek, I believe he speaks more of your language.
We have come on behalf of the Officio Ambassadorium to find out why you and your party went missing, and why the Imperium at large has not received its requisite tithe of guardsmen and food. As I can see, I now come to understand where some of that food may have gone.
Do you know what Catachan is like? It is a terrifying death world. Everything will kill you, including the butterflies, especially the butterflies. Then I came here, and I found food.
So,
You know,
is
can we just roast him?
yeah.
For once, I'm in
absolutely.
agreement with the order. Look, I don't think we're going to rationalize with this one.
Not
All right.
Captain, I believe this is what we in the business call a lost cause.
All right, I'll start then. I immediately point at him and cast crouch.
Alrighty.
There's no stop. There's no negotiations.
I'm
at this
drawing
point.
my arc pistol and
Let's
firing
go to
after
the
Zedek
combat
until
map.
it hits him.
Alrighty. Alright.
All right, Thurston, I'm not meaning this in a mean way, but nice stretch JPEG.
Yeah, hush.
I would know because
I'm sorry.
This
I
tile
thought we
before.
could save the budget by not ordering like giant banquet table.jpg.
No, don't worry, I use these tables all the
as
time
he
in my own
sets
pen and
all
paper.
this up for us real quick, is that just to kind of paint the image for the audio version, what we've seen is basically walk into a kind of iron area where the giant feast is happening, and you see a giant rotund Catachan soldier who is, think of your dining room table and think you need to like stack like 3 of them around each other, and that's how much surface area is needed to hold this mass. And he is just eating food and everything else. It is just not something you want to be a part of. It is horrible in every way, shape, or form. And all of us are equally disgusted. May we please now begin with the killing.
Yeah, so I believe, Lorn, you were starting us off with an immediate psychic attack.
Immediate psychic attack. I point to him, and I kind of go like, well, save the first. I begin to like close my hand around him and try to crush him, which is, and I'm going to spin. Also, by the way, Reeb, you were given a wrath point by chat, so you're up to 1. I'm seeing mine, and I believe his defense is not...
It's not particularly high?
Yeah, it's not particularly high. I think a 5 as a result will do it.
Okay. You will hit him with a 5.
Awesome. And then the damage of it, I succeed on my extra damage dice. That's going to be 11 damage total, and he is now restrained.
So, he is not restrained. He has a special rule called Thick Boy that prevents him. He will take 1 wound from that, as he is quite resilient. And then, on top of all of that, he will make a reaction.
Sorry about the sound there, everybody. I fixed it.
Oh no, he's gonna fart!
His reaction will be to, like, as you, like, crush, and there's, like, I don't know, like, you do a little bit of wound, I don't know, you, like, push in his belly a slight bit, and there's some gurgling sounds. It's not acceptable! You! And he points to the ratling to the north of him, just around the corner here. Shoot him with my gun! And so his reaction of shoot him with my gun triggers, and the ratling takes a shot at you, Lorn, with the
I'm gonna die.
Las gun. Let's see what happens.
Here comes the crit.
You and your pathetic health.
No, that wouldn't happen. Pew. So
there's the crit.
Oh god, no! There's the crit.
You have to say it. You have to say it.
So you, like, go, and then this, like, rattling raises up this immense last gun and shoots. Sorry, that should be... Yeah, that should be 7 damage to you.
Okay,
total. So I don't know, what's your resilience?
So, chat, this is how basically soaking up damage and whatnot is. Yes. So he does only 7 to me, right?
Yeah. 7.
Okay, so basically, Chow, how this works, he attacks me. My defense is only 1, because I'm a wizard in 40k. And so he hits me. He passed that by a landslide. But my resilience, which is to my armor, is 6. So his 7 hits my resilience. So now only 1 gets through. But what I can do is basically a determination kind of test, in which what I'm going to do is roll determination to try to negate it by using my shock value. So, for you game masters, is it good to do that?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna roll it, see if I succeed in anything, which only is I get a 6 on one of them, so I'm able to negate that, and then minus 1 of my. I think I because of each thing that I try to do, I suffer 2 shock. So, from 8 total of my shock, I'm now down to 6.
Yeah. And so
I negate all that damage.
The crit effect goes off,
and that's when I die.
Is a merciless strike, which only does 1 mortal wound to you.
Cool.
As
so
it basically impacts you in the chest. You can't soak that mortal wound, so you just take an extra wound.
Yeah. So basically, my total of 5 wounds is now down to 4. So that's how Wrath and Glory works, with kind of like soaking damage and armor comes into play.
Yep. And then with that. That would be Lorn's action, because that was a reaction to what Lorn was doing. So then I get to go, and that ratling rushes on forward, using the table actually as cover, raising up the lasgun, and taking another shot. This time, however, targeting Pie Braine. Pew! Misses with a 3, I believe. though.
Indeed it does. Against
Yeah,
my
so
high
you-
defense.
Yeah, against your high defense. It just goes wild, zings past Tater Tot. He's like, "Ooh, shiny!" Yeah, and that's me. So back to you guys.
I would love to shoot him right now.
You might want to move and do that. I've got a very sinking feeling of explosives coming
That's
up.
a fair point.
Yeah.
What's gonna be the best place? I'm gonna just fucking move here to get in front of you and not let you die.
Okay.
And then I'm going to aim at him and shoot.
Yeah, for sure. Who are you shooting? The
Oh,
big
I'm
guy?
shooting big boy.
Yeah, absolutely. Give me an attack roll.
Boom. Oh,
Oh!
Whoa, wow.
Oh!
hey,
No!
can I?
No
There's
hits
another
and a complication.
Can I use a rap die?
You can, but it won't fix the complication.
It's okay.
Yep. Roll it.
He wants to try again.
Roll.
Yep.
Oh, there we
Goes
go.
Oh, yeah.
Giraffe.
You'll hit. You can shift 1 to extra damage if you want, because he has a defensive 1.
I would
my
love
God.
to do that.
Yes. So add 1 bonus dice to your damage. Please roll damage.
Boom.
So 14. So you do 4. Yeah, that's fine. I'll take that. The like electricity arcs over his skin, and he just lets out this. What are you doing?
I won't shoot. Die.
And the complication, we're gonna pull from one of our lovely Patreon options here, from Gerard Whalen, I believe, is our patron here. A Gaussian mishap,
Oh.
a stray electrical arc,
For fuck's sake.
causes all metal carried by you to become magnetized and draw causes other characters to be drawn towards you. So what I'm going to say is the other characters in the party cannot end their movement further away from you than they currently are.
For fuck's sake.
Great.
As this electrical blast goes out, hits him, and then the rear charging coil has this high pitched whine and then a pop. And then I will go and I will definitely have this guy come out with his sword, hopping over the table, rushing towards you, and bringing this machete down on you, Captain Zedek.
Oh boy.
We'll see how this goes.
Time for Captain Zedek to get a new face.
I'll hit you with a total of 4. And for damage, I will get an 8 for my...
Your resilience is 8, so you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you just take 1 point of shock. It clangs off of your breastplate, but you kind of are startled by it. And this one looks at you and is like, "I will get him, sir! I will get him!" And that's it for my go. So back to the players. Who wants to go next?
I would like to go.
I need to ask because
Yes,
I
Reeb,
just
what's
need
up?
to ask real quick. Can I do
Yeah, go.
if
go.
I can go next because I'm not going to be able to actually do much fighting in my current position?
Understandable. Go,
Can I please Medicaid myself to full?
Oh, can you heal yourself?
I'd like to try.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Medicaid.
Yep.
Wham.
You can always spin a wrath to re-roll.
No, I think that'll. I just need to
I
heal
muted myself.
a
Keep
bit
going.
more.
Yeah, so you succeed, you can shift 1 exalt so you can get 2 wounds back by basically bandaging yourself up.
I'll take that. I'm fixing my knee still.
Oh yeah, my knee. That rally got it real good. Okay, so this comes to me. Last gunner's gone, that one's gone. The big boy. The big boy is going to finally activate. I am going to spend a rune, so please mark that off for me. I'm going to use his special ability entitled Alpha Charlie Snack Time. and he will raise his like small knife towards all of you and just shouts out, "You are all unfit to serve the glorious Imperium. None of you understand what it is like to live on a death world and find such a fine, upstanding Imperial settlement like I did." And then he makes a interaction attack against up to 3 of you. So I will pick all of you but Reeb, because Reeb's kind of hidden. And he will make an intimidation check. Oh, okay, I'll succeed. So all of you, Braine, Lorn, and Zedek, you're hindered, which just increases the difficulty of actions by 1 until the end of the next round. And then, as part of that action, the more special part is he eats from a haunch of meat, and restores 1 wound. Cool.
Fucking hell.
Oh, no. Okay, that's him. Back to the party.
All right, I suppose it is my turn. I'm going to reach down.
Yes.
I'm going to hand Tater Tot my power sword. I'm going to point at this guy. I'm going to say, Tater Tot, kill! How long does this Gaussian effect last?
Until the end of the current round.
Oh, shit, never mind. I take my sword back. That was just a practice run!
Okay. I still have my glory.
Yeah, you can care. I don't care, whatever. And I am going to go boop, boop, boop. Still about as far. I couldn't go here, but I could go here. And I am going to make a sword attack on this guy and a pistol shot on this guy.
Okay, so the difficulty for both will go up by 3 because you're hindered, and you'll have the 2 penalty for the multi-attack.
Yeah, that's actually a good point.
Just
in that case,
That's
I'm
a
just
hell
going
of
to
a
take a shot.
Do it!
I will take out my radium pistol, and I am
And
going
fire.
to level it, and then I am going to fire radioactive radiation at the pew pew.
You'll hit, you'll hit because he has a defense of 1.
Yeah, I'll push one over at that, huh?
You can't though because you're -3.
Well,
you're hindered.
I'll think about
multi-acting.
but I won't
So
do
you
it.
will hit, but there will be a complication.
Oh, hold on. Can't I use a glory to make one of those an auto success? To add 1 success.
No, it's not auto. You can add a glory to roll an extra dice.
I see. I
But
misunderstood.
complications can never be overridden.
Yeah, you're right. I'm getting confused with World of Darkness. My bad.
No, you're good. You're good. Okay, so you shoot. In this case, let's roll me 2d6 to find out what your terrifying complication is.
Excellent.
Yes.
Yes. 22.
22.
22.
Weapon complication. Okay, and roll 22. Oh, your pistol is out of ammo.
All right.
It's the first time you used it!
You fire all of the bullets, all of the radioactive bullets into this guy, thinking you need them all. Please roll damage.
Sure thing.
Oh.
They bounce off him like.
That's pathetic.
Yeah, Pi is not much of a gunslinger.
No.
Radium gun's supposed to be good, though. Why is it bouncing off fucking shitty plate mail?
He
I hate this.
Yeah, they're just absorbed into his skin, like, and then he shakes and they fall out.
That's gonna
make
get
a power
him in
sword
3
attack.
years. I make a power sword attack.
That's
I'd love
what's
nothing more.
gonna kill him in 3 years.
Yeah, because we're gonna lose.
Okay, so I will take out
All
my
right,
power
make your,
sword,
attack.
swing at this person who dares to flee. Oh my god!
Yes.
Do I still get him?
No, you quite miss with your
Ah,
-3.
tight.
You
To
can,
wrath.
you can
Wrath
you
it.
get 2 wraths. So.
It. Yes, you hit.
Okay.
You kill. There is no way. You come up behind and bring your power sword down and just tear that rat ring in two, and he drops the machete on the
I
ground.
just empty everything of this pistol. This guy does nothing. Whatever. And I turn around. I'm just casually, like, not even looking at him, just cut him in half. It's really mad about this gun, though.
1, 2, 3, 4. Tater Tot charges because he has no metal.
Someone in chat posted a really good comment. Revenge for the promethium that he consumed from my fuel tank.
That is true.
Wow.
Tater Tot will hit and complicate.
Yeah.
Of course, I would expect nothing less.
Tater Tot will. So Tater Tot rushes out, wielding his glory, jams into the chest of this servant. Let's see what the complication is. 33, which
Instant
is
death.
A weapon jam. So he jams his glory into the chest of this person.
How much damage?
Let's see here. It's going to be 4 plus 2d6. Actually, plus 3d6 because he can shift. Oh, damn. And, like, manages to break through some of the armor, but not take this guard down, who just looks as the glory is embedded in his chest plate. And this ratling looks up and is, like, doesn't appear to have any weapons. But, you know, we'll see what happens. I guess that will then bring me back to this one, who moves up here. And that's...
Say goodbye to Tater Tot, folks.
Everyone in the party. So, top of the initiative. Back to you guys.
I wish to begin again, if that is fine.
You may.
Good. I will kind of position myself up to here, and then I am going to go, all right, I'm able to get through that blabber of my psychic abilities, but I assume no one else has ranged weapons, right?
Not anymore.
Not of that
all of
range.
you
No.
have-
No, the rattlings. Oh. Only one does, right?
So, the one back here has a las gun, this one has a knife, and then this one here has no visible weapon.
Okay, so, like, Braine, can you take care of the one with the gun as soon as possible?
Fat man.
I need you to take care of the gun first, please.
Very well.
Thank you. And I point to the fat man and I cast Smite straight at him. So that, Smite, everybody, is the default psychic power that basically any psychers get, and I will now roll as soon as roll 20. There we go. And I complicated.
What? With the complications this episode.
Now, do
All
we
right.
have a Patreon complication, possibly?
We do not have any
Okay.
psychic ones yet. So
Okay.
you, too, could come in and offer psychic complications on our Patreon.
So what I'm
But
going
for
to
now,
do...
we'll use the default table. 2d6.
2d6 are now rolling. That is going to be a 53, and I can read that out if you'd like.
Yeah, if you've got it up.
Yeah, I did have it up as I'm rapidly scrolling to it, and I am failing horribly with the
I have
page.
it.
I think I have it too, maybe? No, possibly.
Okay.
What page number is it? Because I want to read my own demise.
263. 263.
263 I'm getting to. Don't worry. I'm getting there. Okay, and that was a 53. And a 53 gets me visions of possibility. An awful droning buzz surrounds you, drowning out all speech. The drone penetrates the mind. Odd creatures within the with the psychic keyword. Wait, all creatures with the psychic keyword within 10 meters must take a difficulty 4 intelligence test. Those who fail are staggered and suffer 1d3 shock. Those who succeed gain 1 wrath.
Well, there's only one psyker around these parts.
Shit. All right. Let me make an intelligence test then.
I believe.
And I complicate
Of
it.
course.
God.
So, let me roll my smite damage, I guess.
Yeah,
You
please.
just hear faintly through the void. Loser! You're a loser!
That did not roll-
Feeling
did
sorry
not
for
roll
yourself
correctly.
when
Hold
you
on.
should be.
There you go.
Yeah,
I do,
okay.
I do one mortal one.
Yeah, you feel the sheer immensity of this person repel your psychic rebounds. And yes, much like Earndil suggested, you just hear, "You are a maggot! You are not," and just these like ethereal voices of a Catachan drill instructor breaking down your spirit. Yeah, you will be staggered and take D3 shock. I will roll that. Cool, and yeah, that'll be Lorn. Takes 1. Then we have this guy who walks up to here, and you see why he was not wielding a weapon, because he reaches down, picks up this it looks like a fruit. It's this kind of like small green object.
Sent to scatter.
that looks like he looks dumbfoundedly and tries to pull a pin out of it.
Sorry,
Yes?
I want to say, since Big Guy's defense was like 1 or whatever, I wanted to push those 2 for damage.
Oh yeah,
So
for
3
sure,
wounds
So how
total.
much?
My bad.
Cool. Yep, no, I'll take that. This ratling here makes a ranged attack.
I said to scatter, and instead you cluster around me.
So it's going to make an attack. Let's see if it can hit, because reasons. It misses. That's not good.
Let's scatter.
So it scatters from the point of impact. So the point of impact is Lorn.
Shit.
So now I roll a d6. Oops. So we'll find out where it scatters to. So 1, 2, 3. So it goes north towards Zedek.
Oh.
3. So 1, 2, 3. It basically stops right at the door here. And yeah, then it detonates. And let's find out what the good old range on that is. I had it up here, but then Roll20 decided it would.
I guess it must have hit him in his head and bounced off that way.
Yeah, just pop, bounce. Oh, okay. So it has a radius of 3, so I think it's only going to get, yeah. Oh no, it'll get Reeb and,
Lorne's about to cry from the lambasting he got from the giant fat guy, and then a grenade bounces off his forehead.
yeah, bonk. Okay, so this goes off with a terrifying detonation. Now, you can, because this is a range area of effect attack, you two can both decide if you want to go on full defense. If you go on full defense, it essentially means that during your turn you can't move, but you can add make a check. I'm just checking here which check it is, and then you can reduce the damage by adding to your resilience here. So full defense is make an initiative test, and then your defense, or in this case your resilience, would go up by 1 for each icon rolled on the initiative test if you want to.
I'm gonna soak it because I can't afford to just take damage like this. I'm gonna have to just let the damage hit me.
Okay, and Zedek?
I'm going to also attempt to soak it.
Okay.
No, I'm not soaking it. I'm going to just get blasted by it.
Yeah. I mean, you'll get a soak attempt on it, but yeah. Okay, so you're not going to full defense. Same with you, Zedek. You're just going to take it?
Yeah, I'm going to try and take it.
All right, let's see what happens.
Oh, boy.
Oh!
Jeez
Louise!
Oh, my God!
So that is brutal. And the grenade goes off on the door. Boom! And sends shards of just debris everywhere. Yeah, so Zedek, you would technically take 8 wounds from this. You can soak, so you can roll a toughness test to reduce that.
Okay.
So roll your toughness.
And a complication.
Okay, so you complication. Okay, that's luckily not too bad. You do roll 4 though, so you would only take 4 wounds from the explosion. So you still have 1. And Reeb, you can also make a toughness test.
I don't know if I have enough toughness to actually cover that.
If you roll a bunch of 6s, you can. Like Captain Zedek there did.
All right, well, let's...
#believe. Believe in the heart of the cards. Okay.
No.
Another toughness. Okay, so you'll take 2. So you will take 6. So you'll be down to 0. So what happens when you are down to 0 is you fall prone. You're not unconscious yet. You just fall prone.
Remember, we do have 2 glory right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Continuing on.
So what? Yeah. When you
look
fall
out, sirs.
What?
Our
Yes, look out, sir.
Oh my God, that's right.
Our
right.
horde of
God.
rattlings. Can they all
time has come.
wait? To make it simple, can we just have them all no, and they all just jump on the grenade, and we take no damage?
I will allow this. This is what I will.
I will
allow.
sacrifice a wrath to make it happen.
Fork Feet will direct the rattling. The mash tater squad will move to jump on it. There will still be some damage, but I will say that Reeb will be at 1 hit point and not in dying, or 1 wounded, not in dying. But that will soak all of your followers, Zedek. Are you willing to sacrifice them for the cause?
The needs of the few.
Yes. All right. So, this grenade hits Lorn in the head, bounces off, goes towards the door. It clearly lands there, and you see Fork Feet, and there's just this moment of all of the mashed potato squad turn to you, Zedek, and nod, and then they just run, and there's this gang pile on top of it, and then it explodes, and debris showers out, and some of them hit you, and Reeb, you're particularly dented by it, but you're still managed to stand. But the 4 rattlings are now gone.
Is there knockback?
No.
Okay.
And that's my action for that one. Your go.
Can I free action salute? Can I free action salute my fallen devotees?
Yes, you salute. Who wants to go next?
I would like to go. Oh no!
I need you to, boss. I need you to get out of my way.
I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna do things.
Okay, Zedek, what are you doing?
I'm instead going to move instead of measure where I was going to go, and I'm gonna get right up next to Tater Tot, and I'm gonna skewer this man with my power sword.
Do it up.
Let's go.
Let's see. Will a 2 hit Divine Servant of War? It will.
Die.
You hit,
Just barely, from the looks of it.
and you probably slay him with a 7 damage, minus 3 AP.
Minus 3. Oh yeah, that's absolutely enough. You just he falls down. Yeah, okay, so the answer thing. Alright, I get to go next. The one with the lasgun looks up at you, Zedek, and decides to fire, and actually fires a full load, just unloads the lasgun. Beep, 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 and these red flashlight blasts come up straight towards you. And he, unloads everything. Let's see if he can hit you.
That's a crit.
He crits you!
Of course he does.
Yeah, I will shift the 1, 2. What's your defense? Is it 2 or 3?
2.
It's 2. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm totally shifting 2 to be a bad person. And, only does 8 total, so your resilience will take it, so you'll just take a point of shock. But, as we learned, the crit effect still happens, so let's see what happens.
Nice, roll a 66. Just obliterate him instantly.
Oh, wait, no, actually, my apologies. A crit does not happen. This Divine Servant of War is a troop, and troops don't get to crit you. So, and then it just pinks off of you. He's not good enough to crit you.
May I take the next go, lads?
Yes.
Yeah, you're good.
Of course you can. Yeah.
Okay, I'd like to charge the asshole bastard who just threw a pineapple at me.
Yes.
Get him.
Get him.
He is well within range, so I can just vault over this little embankment here and land. I'm going to knife him very hard.
Oh, yeah.
I whip out the knife and I prepare to drive it into his tiny, shitty body.
You can also shift the damage and get a bonus damage dice.
I will add an extra bonus damage dice and I will do the damage, and it is not impressive.
It's still 6.
It is not. It will pierce some of the armor, and he will go, ow, and then die.
I jab him like in that scene from Saving Private Ryan.
Yes, it's not a very effective kill, but you manage it, and he falls. You are useless, and you need to get out of here right now. And he will once again do his interaction, spend a point of rune on my part. He will attempt to intimidate, this time going for Pie Braine, seeing the effectiveness of Pie Braine. Lordy. He will definitely hinder you, so nothing else he can do with all those bonuses, but he definitely hinders you. And
so for real, our
regains
podcast,
3 wounds.
Yeah, he did an intimidation check on him. He got a 10.
10, yeah.
So, which is very, very high.
Yeah, he rolled 3 6s and then 4 passes, and then after that subtle verbal reprimand pie, he takes a bite from his haunch of meat and looks to be much more fit and healthy as a result of that. Not healthy, but fit, I guess. Okay, that's him. Back to you guys. So I think that leaves us with Pie.
Yeah, with me. I was gonna go for the last gun guy, but seeing this, I feel like Zedek could probably take him next turn.
Yeah,
Also, you have no ammo.
Yeah. Alright, so with my power sword in hand, both hands now, I'm just going to stare down at this man. The beast of metal endures longer than the flesh of man, you bulbous cock! And I'm going to burst through both of these tables, flipping them over. And despite my intimidation and fear in the face of this monster, I am determined to plunge the sword into the swollen stomach and carve my name within it.
How far can you run, mister?
So let's see what happens. I'm gonna.
How far can you run?
I'm gonna go. Oh, it's a charge, so I double my movements.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I'm gonna make this an all-out attack.
Okay.
And so I believe that adds 2 damage, if I'm not mistaken. Or 2 extra damage dice to it, at the price of my glorious defense. I just want to quadruple check before we push that.
+2 damage, -2 defense.
Okay, yeah, great. So I was right. All right, so we are going to make a swing. Bada bada swing. And let's see what happens. Yes. Did it go through? Oh, fuck. Maybe I didn't press it correctly. Let's
Press the button. Press the button.
Ah! Oh my
Yes.
god.
You may shift 2 dice.
All right, I will shift my 2 dice. All right.
2 damage. He hit with an 8 and then shift 2 dice because he has a defense of 1.
The motive force guides my blade!
Good lord! 20 damage!
You also want to put in the 2 glory die that we
I
have?
absolutely do. Oh my god. 2 extra glory.
That's 2 more to it,
That's
so that is...
22 damage!
He would take his full wound count. However, I would like to spend a rune point to keep the fat man alive. On one
When the
point.
time limits are here, yes, I will minus a rune point.
Good.
Okay, what did you link in the Discord?
That's been there for a while.
And then he will order his little minion to shoot you. Which
I will
apparently hit it twice. I will hit you with the last gun, and we will see if the last gun does anything to you. It doesn't crit. That second one is a lie. It doesn't. And then he dies from the exertion of using his reaction. And the other one drops his gun and is like, all right, you're better.
Yeah.
And then Tater Tot runs at him and my glory! And
That's
Tater Tot
that
explodes.
hits. 2d6 for damage. And once again,
one.
dints in the chest, but doesn't kill.
Hey, as he's doing that, I kind of see Tater Tot coming in, and as soon as it's plunging in through the armor, I quickly just cast Smite at him real quick and just kind of go and complicate.
Oh my god.
And,
You're going to electrocute
and so
Tater Tot.
I'm gonna spend all of that extra die as damage. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 extra damage just to add on top of it. So we're just gonna do basically. It's gonna do.
He's quite dead.
4, 5, 6, 7 mortal wounds, just because I just wanted to see what I would do. And the
I was about to say, you
complication
might
roll
want to-
is
You might want to
a
dial that back because I'm afraid of that
51.
complication.
a 51, which is life drain. A numbing cold washes out from you, leeching the very life essence of those nearby. Every living creature within 25 meters immediately suffers 1d3 shock, and all lesser life forms, plant, avians, etc., wither and die. So
the shock won't matter because we're the end of the session here. However, what's going to happen is as you channel this and Tater Tot comes up behind and plunges the knife in, and then you use psychic force to impart lightning into it that goes through and murders this divine servant of war, and Tater Tot is victorious. There is this burst of energy out from you, and all of the food and meat on all of the tables here just decays and turns into mulch all around.
It's like, and I go, good job, Tater Tot. You took him out all by yourself. And I clap.
Now, as we reach the end of the session, because we are coming up on time, you can tell that there is the immense doors here behind, which you're guessing are some kind of connecting point to the outside.
Investigating whatnot. It's like, well, I believe we should get ready here, lads. We don't know what that's going to be past this door here.
I'll check on the child
everyone.
to make sure he's okay before we proceed.
My glory
Reeb's
did
a
all
little
that,
wounded.
and Tater
Give him
Tot
a-
just
give him
kind
a
of
minute.
advances, all like, my glory did all that.
That's what I call a glory hole.
I do one quickly. I go to the Fatachan, and I take
Yes,
off his
the mask.
headband and kind of undo it, and then just clean the fucking grease off of it. And I come up to Tater Tot, and I put the headband on Tater Tot and tie it, and I go, an additional trophy to your glory, Tater Tot.
Okay. And with that, Pyre, you just gonna like open the door that will allow you to leave this hellscape. That now that you have dealt with the divine lords in one way or another.
I absolutely will. I will, of course, at some point return for the remains of the fallen tech priest, but...
Well, you know that the remains are buried to the north in the northern hills because she told you that. Also, that's where their communication equipment likely would be because all their equipment was there.
Ah, good, yeah, so we can just head on over there. I'm so done with this area.
As you press the button and open the door, there's this pneumatic hiss, and then the gears start pushing apart, and this massive metal door at the end of this banquet hall opens, and it opens up clearly to the outside of the capital, the fenced-in section, the sort of entryway of a borough home. But something's off. The sky is orange. There's the smell of smoke on the air, and screaming. Lots and lots of screaming. And as you all take a step out, we're going to end this session as you look around, seeing a host of rattlings that have burst in, and all of the tables where those lounging nobles were. The rattlings have now, these newcomer rattlings have attacked them, and the nobles are split open, and rattlings look up with crazed eyes, their mouths filled with guts and viscera, and many of them turn at like strange angles to look at you, and one of them points and says, "Divine flesh. We can eat divine flesh."
Well, I think he's talking to you guys.
And that's where we're gonna end for today's session.
Oh,
God.
Oh,
No. Well,
Good.
thank you, Thirsty, for another awesome session of WarHams. Thank you so much for that. That was absolutely awesome.
truly.
That was
Thank you for
exceptionally
being
good.
awesome
Thank
players.
you.
I just present stupidity to you, and you run with
It's
it.
wonderful
All right, so-
stupidity.
And with that, thank you so much, Braine. We're playing
Ah.
with Braine. If you want to tell them about yourself a little bit, where they can find you.
Yes, you can find me on @SuperSnakeKick at Twitter, or you could find my YouTube channel as Speaker D, where I will hopefully be uploading things soon.
And our wonderful actor for Reeb Van Horn.
Yes, you can meet me at twitter.com/Earndilio because Earndil was taken by some other asshole. That is the only place I actually do things because I don't have the time to do anything else. Hopefully you'll see me there.
And a wonderful actor for Captain Zedek.
Hey, you can follow me at HulkyKrow on Twitter. It's pretty much the only social media I keep up to date with. I very infrequently post memes and content that I think is just swell.
And also like to say thank you to our wonderful game master who is helping the show run, Mr. Thurston Hillman. Where can they find you?
Hello, you can find me on all the things at OnCallGM, all one word. And I look forward to next time when you will deal with cannibal ratlings and nothing can possibly go wrong.
Oh, I absolutely
Stop saying that.
going to be scared of all of it. So, with that, thank you everyone who has donated. Thank you all the patrons. Remember, if you're a patron, get your complications in. We made a post on there waiting for people to make complications. They have to be generic enough. You can't specify one person. It's one criteria I'll make where you can be part of the show. You can help influence the show, everything else. Thank you to everybody who has supported us on there. So with that, I think it's now time for us to finally go. So if you guys want to say goodbye, so long, farewell.
Thanks for
See
all
you
the
in
great-
hell.
Farewell, I love you.
Thank you all for tuning in. You're wonderful
Bye,
people.
everyone. Enjoy the crab rangoon.
Agree. Attention, the joint workers.
Bye.
Celebrating its excellence.
Goodbye. Goodbye.